Okay. Today, I was resting, and suddenly I got up after my nap, and I said, okay, I want to give a Dharma talk. And that's how it happened. Usually when we have a Dharma talk, we plan ahead, we let people know, we SMS, we email, so that everybody has a chance to plan, especially if it's a weekend, it's in the evening. So today's a little bit of a rush. I do apologize for that. That's one. Second thing is that I didn't plan on having a very, very big group. I thought a nice little small group like this would be nice. Because some of the things I want to speak about is for a lot of the new people. So today's ad hoc invitation is by invite only, and it's a very, very small group today. We don't have our big group as usual. So we can talk, and what I'd like to do is to receive questions, of course. So again, it was a little sudden, and if some of you had to change your plans around, I do apologize for that, but I'm glad you can make it. And that's one. The second thing is, there's a few subjects I want to talk about, and there's a few wonderful announcements I want to make in regards to our center and its incredible progress, people-wise and space-wise. Space-wise, that's one. The second thing is, so when I got up, I was taking a nap, 1 hour, 2 hour nap. I know I'm not supposed to take a nap in the afternoon, but I did anyway. So my doctor's here, so anyway, confessions. Anyway, I took an afternoon nap and dispersed some energy, but what to do? Sometimes I have to be sneaky. And got up, I thought, I want to give a talk. I want to give a talk because I haven't seen a lot of the new people for months. Many, many, many months. So I thought just give a nice little talk, get together, ask questions, and then I thought we'd do the KH1 because it'd be more space, but it's under renovation. So that's good. Anyway, before we start, let's do like this. Before we start, let's please do refuge. All right, those of you who are Buddhist, please think about the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Think that you wish to achieve Buddha's enlightened state, and you wish to achieve that state by actualizing the Dharma. So by actualizing the Dharma, we have to create the causes for actualizing that by taking refuge in the Dharma. And then we need to be guided by good friends. And I'll talk about that today. Good company, good friends, good support system, emotional, physical, friendship. We need that support system very, very much at our level. So therefore, we take refuge in the correct Sangha. The Sangha represents the Arya Bodhisattvas, or the Arya Buddhas, or the beings who are Arya, people who are out of samsara. But representative of that is Sangha, or Dharma brothers and sisters. So when we take refuge in our Dharma brothers and sisters, often we get disappointed. We say, oh, but they act like that. They talk like that. Or they disappointed me like that. How to take refuge in my Dharma brothers and sisters. You see, Dharma brothers and sisters have good qualities, and they have some samsara qualities. Therefore, we don't have to focus on others' samsara qualities. We can focus on their good qualities. Everybody has good qualities. So when we focus on other people's good qualities, we can take refuge in that. When we take refuge in our Dharma brothers and sisters, it's not like I take refuge in Paris, or I take refuge in JJ. I offer him a butter lamp, a gold face on his face, take JJ to Saraswati, people gold on his face. That's not my meaning. All right, or take Henry, or take Sing Piao to Saraswati, offer gold on him, and katas and silks. No. When we take refuge in our Dharma friends, it doesn't mean that we submit ourselves to them. It means we recognize their good qualities and focus on that and say, I rejoice in their qualities, and I like those qualities, and I want to have those qualities, or if I have those qualities, I share those qualities with them. So when we take refuge in our Dharma brothers and sisters, that's a very nice way of thinking about it. So sometimes when they disappoint us due to our views, we don't feel so disappointed. We don't. Because why? If they can disappoint us, we can disappoint them also. It's the same. So when we take refuge, it's like that for those of us who are Buddhists. For those of us who are not confirmed about our spiritual path, or we're another faith, that's okay also. It's not a problem. You don't have to be Buddhist. You don't have to be Buddhist to be saved or rescued. Buddha didn't teach that. So therefore, if you're not Buddhist, or you're not confirmed as Buddhist, when you recite these words, or when people recite these words, you think about what makes you inspired. Some of us can think about Jesus Christ. Some of us can think about Krishna. Some of us can think about Mahatma Gandhi, or Desmond Tutu, or Mother Teresa. No problem. So when we take refuge, it's not necessarily in an object or in a God, or in a being, or in a savior. It's in the good qualities that are resultant from their practice. So when we take refuge in your good qualities, there's no way to feel disappointed. No way at all to feel disappointed. So people can feel disappointed because they have wrong refuge or misguided refuge. If you have correct refuge, you will not be disappointed. Okay, so we'll recite those verses. After that, we'll do a praise to Lord Buddha because he's the founder. When we do a praise to Lord Buddha, we're not necessarily only praising the founder, Shakyamuni. Shakya is his clan. Muni, the virtuous one, or the one who has achieved all virtue. We're not just taking refuge in Shakyamuni because there are countless Buddhas. We're also taking refuge in beings who have the Buddha quality. Or that's all of us. That means we're taking refuge in our good quality. All of us have good qualities. All of us make mistakes, and all of us do good things. So we shouldn't be defined by one or two actions. We should be defined by our aspirations. And aspirations can open up incredible doors. And I'm going to talk about that today. It's quite exciting. Actually, I want to talk about this during our retreat land blessing, but I got excited. You see, before I took my nap, I said, I want to talk about this before the retreat land. I wrote down notes, and I said, when we have our setup here, I'm going to talk about it. And then after my nap, I said, no, I want to talk about today. It comes from an unstable mind. But never mind. At least unstable this way. Okay, so we do homage to Buddha. After we do homage to Buddha, we do the four immeasurables, because that's common in all Buddhist practice, and Mahayana practice is very, very important. Very, very important, all right? And after that, we do the Condensed Heart Sutra. After we do the Condensed Heart Sutra, let's invoke upon the Bodhisattva Manjushri. So we go to invocation of Manjushri in the back. We do his mantra one round, and then we'll do our Dharma talk. Okay? That's good. So I think we'll have Shin lead us. She'll be our Umze today, because she's done these prayers many, many times. Okay? Please clear your minds. Again, before you actually recite, think of your body as vacuous and clean, like a crystal. Free of defilements, free of sickness, and free of all kinds of difficulties and problems that we have given ourselves. And then think in front of you, right in front of you, is Buddha Shakyamuni. Surrounding him is all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and deities, and all the enlightened beings. But especially at this time, in front of Buddha Shakyamuni, you visualize Manjushri Buddha, right in front of him, his disciple. Not overshining him, but in front of him. And then we are facing him. On our left is our mother, whether she's alive or she has gone to better places. We think about our precious mother. Our mother is very important. In Buddhism, in our lives, in developing compassion, in practicing a tantra, our mother is incredibly important. So our mother's on the left. Our father is on the right. Whether our precious father is alive or past, it doesn't matter. It is to remember their kindness. It's to create awareness of our mind. And then behind us are all of our friends and supporters and relatives and everybody who's done wonderful things for us in our lives. Even school teachers. Anyone who's even given us a morsel of food is behind us. And then, in front of us are people that disturbed us, cheated us, hurt us, disappointed us, or brought us down, or led us the wrong path or whatnot. Those are a few people in front of us. And instead of delegating them to the back, we put them in the front. Because in Buddhism, they're very important to our practice. So we put them in the front facing. And we don't have to develop animosity. We don't have to be sneaky and think, after refuge I must select them. No, don't think like that. So you just relax and think, they're in front, and you think good things about them. You think, they want to be happy, I want to be happy. But they did it the wrong way, I'm going to show them the right way. And then around you are sentient beings of the 6 realms that have basically neutral relationship with you in this life. Not necessarily neutral on an ultimate basis, because we've met every single person in samsara, but on a this life basis, all around. They're all facing Lord Buddha. And clear your minds. Everybody has problems, everybody has worries, everybody has schedules, everybody has timing, everybody has their own kind of hang-ups or whatever, everybody. But clear your mind for a few minutes. And that's the practice of meditation also. Clearing your mind is the practice of meditation. The process of your mind being empty is not the meditation. The process of your mind remaining focused, whether it's clarity or on a subject, is meditation. So just Clearing the mind is not meditation. Because if clearing the mind is meditation, then we keep our mind clear all the time. We can get run over by a truck when we're walking across the street. Because that's not meditation. Meditation is the training of the mind that you can focus on clarity or clear or empty. That is the practice of meditation, one type. Okay? So therefore, people who practice meditation, they can clear their minds. They're very focused. Their goals and their purposes are very focused. They're not blurred. They're very, very focused. Those are the result of meditation. So therefore, think like that. Again, focus on Lord Buddha. Surrounding him, all the three jewels that you know about. Kuan Yin Posa, Vajrapani, and green Tara, white Tara, Chitikarbha, Tsem Rinpoche, all that we are familiar with. You can, behind or above or in front, you can put Jesus Christ, you can put the saints, Mother Teresa. It's alright. It really is alright. And then, yourselves, your mother and your father. Think about their kindness. Think about how you can benefit them ultimately. Serving them and taking care of them and feeding them is very, very good. But ultimately, you cannot take care of them after death. If you have no attainments and no power, after they have gone, you can't do anything for them. That's quite scary. So then, behind you are the people who have been very kind to you. Surrounding you are sentient beings in this life that are neutral to you. And then directly in front, is the people that you have perceived to have harmed you or hurt you. Perceived, not necessarily are. And then, with great openness and clarity of the mind and focus, you take refuge in the Buddha. And when you recite Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, when you recite these words, then you think, I will not take refuge in any beings who lead me the wrong path. I only take refuge in the fully enlightened being of Buddha. And in order to accomplish the highest welfare for others, I take refuge in the Dharma. And I will practice it, and I will enact it, and I will incorporate it into my life. And then I will take refuge in Sangha that lead me the right way. And I will focus on other people's good qualities. I'll take refuge that way. Think like that very, very strongly. Create that type of mental focus. And then when you recite, it's very, very powerful. Simply to recite and not have the mental focus, 50%. 50%. Because if we can get enlightened by only reciting and not meditating or thinking, then a tape recorder can become Buddhas. A tape recorder cannot become Buddhas. Therefore, recitation alone cannot. We can use logic. Tibetans like to use logic. Tibetans like to debate. I'm not a very good debater. I just have a very big mouth. But Tibetans like to debate. Why? You need to figure it out. You need to be able to debate clearly. Okay? So think like that. And the reason we do these recitations before we have a Dharma teaching is to purify some temporary karma that we have to receive teachings, collect some merit to support the teachings we're going to receive, and bless the environment, and bless the place, and bless the whole, everyone here, just to bless. Why? We're going to receive something wonderful. If we're going to go meet a very beautiful lady, we're definitely going to prepare ourselves. We're going to shave, we're going to wash ourselves, we're going to put on deodorants, we're going to put on nice clothes. A lot of preparation just to meet this very pretty lady. So if we're going to meet the Dharma, I think we need to do much more. Much, much more. So you think preparation is nothing new. Nothing new. It's just what we're preparing for. So right now we're getting dressed, we're washing, we're showering, we're putting on the cologne to meet the Buddha. No, I'm not the Buddha, but to listen to Buddha's words. Okay? So think like that now. Omara bazana di 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 di. I bow down to you, Manjushri, with the brilliance of your vision, O compassionate one. Illuminate the darkness enclosed in my mind, enlighten my intelligence and wisdom, so that I may gain insight into the Buddha's words and the text that explain them. In order to bring the highest welfare for others, to bring others to full enlightenment, to bring others to full happiness and freedom from samsara, I need to become a fully enlightened being. I need to become a being who is able to guide and lead others. Therefore, that arises from my purification of my negative actions from previous lives and this life, and the rehabilitation of my actions that lead to suffering for myself and others. In order to purify and to transform this habituation that is so strong in me, I will listen to the Dharma. I will listen to the Dharma with full focus, full attention, with a compassionate heart, and I will listen for the sake of others. I will not listen to the Dharma for myself. I will listen to the Dharma for the sake of others. For if I can absorb the Dharma, I can learn the Dharma, and I can practice the Dharma and achieve the Dharma, I can become a fully enlightened being. In order to become a fully enlightened being, it is not for myself, it is for others. Therefore, I will listen to the Dharma out of compassion for others, out of love for my mother, out of love for my father, out of filial devotion for my ancestors, out of great respect for the people who benefited me and helped me, out of great respect for all sentient beings, and out of great pity for my enemies, inverted commas, enemies, I will listen to the Dharma. Therefore, my listening to the Dharma becomes an action that is of Mahayana motivation, because it is not listening to Dharma to free oneself from suffering. It is to listen to Dharma to free others from suffering. I will generate that type of motivation at this time. For the speaker, that is the teacher, for the student who is the listener, they both should have that type of attitude. Having thought that, visualize all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, deities dissolving to Shakyamuni Buddha. Lord Manjushri himself dissolves into Shakyamuni to become one. Like you have 100 buckets of water, all of it is combined into one big pool. It becomes inseparable. All the water you cannot distinguish from what bucket it came from, because their nature is ultimately the same. Therefore, Shakyamuni Buddha is very happy and smiling. He represents the enlightened mind and our potential. He dissolves into a small golden light. And he comes to us full of energy and happiness, and dissolves to the crown of our head into our bodies, and blesses us to achieve the aspiration that we have come here to achieve. He plants the seeds for us to achieve that aspiration. Feel your body is very light, your mind is very happy, blessed by Lord Buddha, blessed by the power of your aspiration, blessed by the power of your motivation, blessed by the power of invoking and propitiating an enlightened being, which is the Buddha. Think that this whole environment is blessed and consecrated. It's blessed and consecrated by thought, by motivation, by recitation. And this combined with invoking the actual Buddha here. Feel very fortunate that your body is healthy, that you're alive, that you are able to have your 5 senses intact, and you're able to listen to Dharma, to attend. How fortunate I am. Think like that. Good? Very good. The head of our retreat department had to attend a special Hari Raya festival tonight, but she'll be, Dati Ng will be making the official announcements in the near future. But just for a few, we're a small group here today, just to make an announcement that we have already gotten 30 acres of land. It's confirmed, it's in our hands, and it's our retreat center. So now we're under, everything's ours, the whole procedure is done. So it's a very, very wonderful time, because we have achieved 30 acres of land, and it's very hilly, very grassy, full of forests, and maybe even there's a stream. And we're going to go up there. We have a committee set up to go up there, to set up tents and toilets and platforms and all that stuff, because we're all going to go up there to do prayers. Everybody's invited, so tell your friends. That's going to be on November 10th, Saturday, November 10th. Be there. This is very, very historical. We're going to consecrate our land. We're going to have 5 major pujas up there. So I'll attend all 5, and the first one will be on November 10th. I would suggest everybody to carpool. It's not very far from here, 5 minutes away, but once you get there, you're going to feel like you're out really in the woods. Very, very nice. So Saturday, if you have to work, take some time off, leave early, be there. If you're not there, well, when the building comes up, you won't be allowed inside. Threats always work. Okay. So that's one. Second thing is, it's going to be from 1 to 5 o'clock. So I'm going to have a puja there. We're all going to have a beautiful puja to bless the land, bless the environment, and also make offerings to the land deity there. Not pray to them, make offerings, because we're going to be using the land. We're going to go up there, we're going to do all kinds of things. We're going to build, we're going to cut, we're going to make noise, we're going to spit, we're going to shout, we're going to chant, we're going to fart, we're going to do all kinds of things. So we have to get their permission first. When you say, we're going to come here to disturb you, and please forgive us, we're going to use it for Dhamma. So we're going to go up there and do that. Everybody must be up there. Alright, that'll be very, very nice. Remember November 10th, Saturday, 1 to 5 p.m. And that's this year for some of you smart people. Okay, this year, November 10th. Alright, and Dati will make more announcements regarding that. You'll get emails regarding that also. So let me again tell the small group here. We're just a small little group. We got our retreat land. I've been talking about this for months. For senior students, I've been talking about this for over a decade. So we got it. And it's on the way to Genting. So that's so us. I mean, you know what Genting represents and Kichara House represents spiritualism, and then, look at us. I always make jokes. You guys come here because you don't fit anywhere else. No other Dharma center will have you because look at you. You're not goody-goodies, meditators, all holy. You're like me, we're renegades. But we're good renegades. So we have a wonderful retreat center, and we're going to build a huge outdoor Lama Zambala to dedicate to all of Malaysia, to the Malaysian government, to the Malaysian minister, to the Malaysian people, to the Malaysian country, and to all the surrounding area. We're going to build a huge Zambala out there dedicated to Malaysia. Say, why Malaysia? Well, everybody does their blessing. Every country, they're building a stupa in Australia, they have stupas in America, everywhere. So we do it from here. Our vantage point is Malaysia. We send energy out to the world from here. So we build a huge Zambala out there. Huge. Yeah, it's going to be done. Then we're going to build a huge Lama Tsongkhapa hall, huge prayer halls. We can have retreat places up there, and where people can go up there for retreat, because we're going to do intensive retreat in the future. So the land is confirmed. The name is not confirmed, and the liaisons are going to send out emails and to people, certain people, and get recommendation of names. Then we're all going to vote on the name for our retreat center and then register. Okay, so that'll be good. That's one. Second thing is the liaisons have elected and voted in 3 new liaisons because our work is expanding, and liaisons are people who work as intermediaries between myself and the people, the public, or whatever works or whatever projects we need to carry out. So the work is becoming very big, and it's impossible for me to do everything myself. So we have liaisons. In Tibetan tradition, call them changzes. Changzes, because a monastery, my monastery, Ganden Shatse Monastery, has 1,500 monks. We have 10 elected changzes. And then 10 elected changzes from the Sangha switch every 2 years. And the changzes have their sub-changzes or sub-liaisons that do the changze, or the liaison of finance, of pujas, of religious affairs, of teachings, of travel, many departments in the monastery: secretarial, administrative, library, education project, computers, translation work, travel. We have many liaisons. So like that, I base the liaisonship in our center, same as Ganden Shatse Monastery. That's my monastery in South India. So therefore, what happens is that we have 3 new liaisons coming in, and we'll be sending out emails very soon about what their positions are, what they'll be doing. And that's one is Ms. Chua Suming, and she was elected by all the liaisons, and a vote was taken and elected in democratically. All right, I didn't elect any of them. I didn't even vote. I just watched. And the funny thing is, some people elect people, and they forget to vote who they elected. So when they actually say them, they say, "Oh, Miss blah blah blah," and then they forget. Oh yeah, I was supposed to raise my hand. Quite funny. I won't mention any names, and I won't look at any funny people. Don't look at now. No, just kidding. He's not like that. And so Ms. Chua Suin, and Ms. Chua Suin, as you know, works for L'Oreal, and she's on probation. So I don't know, 3 months or something. They look at her, she looks at them, and she's going to tell them bye-bye. And she has the blessing and the support of her partner and her mother and her relatives, and that's very important. She has the blessings of her mother, I heard, and I'm very happy for her, because with the blessings of the mother, it's incredible. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I want to say it because I want to show you the type of people we have that really want to bring Buddhism to Malaysia. And I'm going to share it. And I'm going to say this. Oh yeah, she's here. Madam Chua Sui. So Madam Chua didn't give me permission to say this, but I hope she doesn't mind. I even heard that she said to her daughter that if there's extra expenditure that she cannot cover because she's coming to Dharma, because she's going to get a big cut in her salary, her mother will cover it. Certain expenses like car and house, something like that. I was like, oh my God. I mean, this is how a mother supports. It isn't just, oh, I bless you and I support you. She really supports. And Madam Chua works very hard. She doesn't sit around and just play lottery or trading or like you guys, sell pirate DVDs. She doesn't do things like that. She wanted to, but I told her don't. Can you imagine Madam Chua in Petaling Street selling pirate DVDs? Yeah, but she didn't. I told her don't. So anyways, what a beautiful mother. This is what I mean about the new generation of Dharma people. The next generation, Dharma will become easier. Like one generation ago, if you say, hey, I want to Dharma and blah, 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 the mother say, no, you're crazy. Why do you want to go do that? Why do you want to do this? The parents don't generally support, not because they don't like Dharma, they don't understand. But now you see we're already shifting from one generation to another where people like Chua Suing tells the mother says, okay, I support you. I help you. Incredible. So it's already having that kind of shift where Dharma is taking root. Because in Tibet, if you say, oh, I want to do Dharma, I want to be a monk, I want to be a nun, they support you all the way. In exceptional cases, they don't. If it's the only son or only daughter or something. Otherwise, all the way. But here, if you say, oh, I want to be a monk, They go, what? Are you okay? What's wrong? Immediately they ask you what's wrong. In Tibet or in Thailand, if you say I want to be a monk, they say, oh, I salute you. I praise you. But here they say, what's wrong? Immediately. I heard that so many times. Imagine Paris tells the father, I want to be a nun. Then I say, what's wrong? How much? What do you want? Raise your hand, Paris. Yeah, that's her. She's the only daughter, and her parents love her. She's a little bao bao, precious treasure, bao bao. So she's wait a minute. Let me see. She's cool bao bao, precious bao bao, precious cool. So imagine she tells the mother, I want to be a nun. They check her temperature, take her out, feel her pulse. What do you want? How much? We buy anything. Anything matter? Is this a BF? What is it? You see, but when if Paris has the misfortune to have kids, and the kids say, oh, I want to be a monk or nun, she'll say, yeah, I bless you. Because next generation. That's how we put Dharma in Malaysia. We will not affect the beautiful Muslim people here. They have their faith. We will not disturb the beautiful Christian and Hindu people. They have their faith. I'm talking about our people, the Buddhist people, the Buddhist Malaysians. So what happens is, already you can see that. So Madame Chua says, I will support you, I will help you. I was so happy for the daughter. I was so happy for the mother, because the mother is pushing the daughter to the right direction. That's one. Second thing is, you can see Dharma starting to take root where the mother sits. Because you guys don't know Madame Chua. She's a traditional Chinese lady. No and if and buts. Not everything traditional Chinese. No, this way, that way, this way. Her kids have to get education, they have to get a big PhD, they have to get married, they have to make money, they have to look good, they have to be proper, they have to have 10 kids, all boys, traditional. Yeah, I'm not joking. Because I met Madame Chua in 1992, over 15 years ago. I know her over a decade. It's not something I was walking down 7-Eleven, I bumped into her because she was trying to purse snatch me. No. I know over a decade Madame Chua. A very lovely lady. And as I said before, she supports her daughter, and I was so happy on 2 levels. Dharma is taking root. Dharma is taking root. One, and by the daughter doing this, because we all have to do 100,000 prostrations. We all have to do 100,000 mandalas. We all have to do 100,000 vajrasattva's and tathas and water offerings. We have to do this called preliminary practice to purify our karma, so when we meditate, we can get results. So in modern times, imagine we lock up Chua Su Ming. We lock her up and say, oh, do 100,000 each, see you in 2 years. By the time she come out, cannot. Why cannot? In Tibet, they let you out. It's cold, nothing to do, boring, no internet, no TV, no electricity, nothing. So of course you meditate, become Buddha. That's why Tibet got more Buddhas than Malaysia. Yes, because there's nothing to do. So you really meditate. And it sounds like a joke, but doesn't it make sense? In rural areas, you have people become high lamas very easy. In China, before all that. In cities, difficult. So what happens is, in cities, you meditate, and you see a girl walk by bouncing, you go, oh. Or some of you, a boy walk by. No? Anyways, all kinds of people here. So it's very difficult. It's not bad, it's difficult. So instead of saying, hey, I'll lock you up, like a nice, pretty young lady like Cha Sui, educated, she's very smart, you lock her up away, I think she'll be fine, but how will her parents feel, society, and her partner, all that? So we make a compromise in Kichara. How to bring the ancient tradition of retreats to this beautiful country, combine it with something modern. So we have them do Dharma work for 1 or 2 years to purify karma, to collect merit. It's equivalent to a retreat, and dedicate this merit to their parents. Very, very important. Without the kindness of our parents, we cannot. We cannot be here. So therefore, when Chua Sui does her liaisonship and does her work for Kichara House, it's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever it is retreat, equivalent. So that's an example. So I really respect, and I really cherish, and I really thank Madame Chua very, very much for supporting her daughter in this way, because really, she is really, really doing the best thing she can for her daughter. Why? She's raised her, she's giving her education, she's loved her, she's scolded her, she's pampered her, she's nurtured her. Now she's giving her daughter spirituality. That is a real mother and father. I'm not praising her, I mean it. I've been talking about this for years. So Madame Chua has set an example in our center, and to our city, and to this country. She's raised her daughter, and she's raised her daughter very well to the best of her ability from her heart. Now, she will complement that with giving her spiritual practice. How? When her daughter says, I want to do this, I want to resign from my job, and she has a very good job, very good salary, excellent, Excellent. And I'm not asking her to resign for 20 years. 1-2 years, take off and do retreat, which is Dharma work. We need her now. So what happens is the mother supports. It's the same as she goes to the cave and the mother supports her. So she sets an example. So what happens is, with this 1-2 years that Chua Sui does this Dharma work, it's intense. And it is a retreat. And it sends a message to everybody. This is how a mother loves their children. This is how our father loves their children. Not only education, not only good food and nutrition, also Dharma. It's becoming very good now. Very, very good. Uncle Eddie, don't sit there. Sit over here, come. No. I don't want you to sit on the floor. You're quite older. Come sit here. No, nice. Come here. Holly, come sit here. Anybody else on the floor there? Who there? Anya, come here. Come. Sit down. We have chair while sit on the floor. Especially people who are elderly, don't sit on the floor. No, nice. Your knees cannot take it. Anybody else? You're okay. You're smiling. Home here smiling at me. He's 200 years old. Who? Yeah, can. Sit over here. Who else? Anybody else? Anybody on the floor over there? Which one? Are you comfortable? Your knee okay? Auntie, you okay? Sure. Oh, you're sitting on the sofa. Of course you're okay. See, his leg already go off. Yeah, have to sit on the chair. Cannot. Better. Yes. Okay. That happened to me when I met the Dalai Lama. I fell in front of him because my leg fell asleep. Really? In 1987. I'll tell you that another time. Very quite funny. Be comfortable. Yeah, sit here. Okay. Miss Ngau's like, can I switch to a sofa too? Greedy. That chair not good enough on sofa. Miss Ngau is sitting there like, not look like holy like Buddha, but inside a little bit sneaky Buddha. Okay, and then wait a minute, what was I talking about? Okay, that's very good. That I'm not complimenting Madam Chua. I am rejoicing, and I'm telling you that's the right way. The mother and father did everything they can to raise their children, educate. And sometimes parents make mistakes, they don't want to. Sometimes children don't understand, but in the end they'll remember the parents' kindness. So my meaning is what? Now the mother gives Dharma to the daughter. Wow. So all these years I've been teasing Madam Chua, sending her nasty messages to Chia. It worked. The Dharma went in. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. So Miss Chua Suyin, a wonderful young lady with her partner's blessing. She's had her partner's blessing, or whoever it is, and her mother, her family, her Buddhas, everybody's blessing to be in the Dharma and to work with Dharma. And the mother's here. It's very auspicious. And on top of that, the other liaison that's been elected in, of course, is, I forgot who it was. Oh yeah, it's Joy. I'm not waving, I asked you to raise your hand. She's like, hi. Joy Kampoyi. I've known Joy for 6-7 years. She's the vice president of our Saraswati Association. And I've known her for 6-7 years. She's been in the Dharma. And when she first came into the Dharma, I literally dragged her off the dance floor and drugs and all that fun thing. Because she's a party girl. She's a very pretty girl and very smart. So she had parties. She was running here when you thought Paris is bad. This one, oh my God. And her friends and her sister and stuff were in the Dharma before, and they come to have lunch with me and stuff. I hear her calling them and screaming on the phone, "Are you with that Lama again? What about me?" Last time. Now, really, Joy's here with her partner, Justin from New Zealand, and they make a wonderful Dharma partner. Justin came here for her and Dharma. If it's not for Dharma, he'd be with her over there in New Zealand. But he came here for Dharma, for her and Dharma. And they're together, and they're practicing, and Joy has been working together in Saraswati very, very hard. She's an expert painter now. All these faces she can paint now, traditional Tibetan style. Plus they do beadwork, plus they do mantras, plus we're going to put in a sewing department, sewing traditional Tibetan items for deities. And they're going to put in the Tattva department, and Saraswati's expanded to right nearby KP. So they're going to expand to that department, and she's been doing a great job. And everybody's very happy. They rejoice. So she was elected and voted in. Voted a couple because we really need more help. Really, really, we need more help. Fantastic. So who's the third one? I forgot. Oh yeah. The third one, they had a problem when they voted in because they didn't know if they would say she or he, but they said it. Then he's like, oh no, not that again. Not that. We had enough in Bali, now again. Just kidding. Ben Kui worked for what company? I have no idea. Some big top-notch company that the boss is in England, and she makes a lot of money. She's all fancy schmancy and all that stuff, you know. And when she got voted in, she just looked at it and said, Mia. But I just joined last week. Oh, she works very hard. She's going to be a liaison de la Zhang. She works very, very hard. So she's already put in her resignation, and she was worried about what her boss would say, any repercussions. Nothing, the boss is fine. I had a feeling the boss said it would be fine. So, there she is. She's our third liaison. That's the 3 liaisons that's been voted in by the liaisons. That's some good news, and we're going to need their help. And then, Saraswati's expansion, that's one. So you guys go there and volunteer, you guys go and see. Eric Chung is very, very kind. Eric Chung is our famous international designer, and he has agreed to come into Saraswati and to help us start the sewing department. So making Tibetan clothes. And he's very, very busy, but he's going to take time out to help us. And can you imagine? We have Eric Chung in Saraswati's sewing department. So the next time the Buddhas have clothes, it's designer clothes. It's the first time the Buddhas have designer clothes. Isn't that interesting? So when Tara wears it, she'll tell Manjushri, mine's by Eric Chung. And Manjushri will say to Tara, never mind, I'll go see him next week. He was too busy for me. Yeah, so next time Tara wears a new outfit, you know, because she's naked right now. She wears a new outfit, will be from Eric Chung. Neat, huh? But if he puts his name, he gets a slap. He could put Saraswati underneath Eric Chung, very small. So there's very, very kind people who are coming in. And then I'm starting a new department, Kichara IT. Kichara IT department, what is that? To maintain all of our websites, because we have so many websites, I can't even remember now. Also Kichara.com, which is a lot of people from around the world are logging into to buy this and buy that and order this and order that. So we need people to pack, we need people to take the orders, we need people to delete the orders from the outlets. So, and then we need to update. Also, we have a lot of activities. We have a lot of things happening in our center all the time. And we need people to update that. So we have so many websites. So we need, that department will take care of updating all websites and putting all information on the websites that are current and all right, accurate. That department will work closely with Kichara Medium Publications, because Kichara Medium Publications has a branch which they're the reporters of our organization. They go around, you know, snapping pictures and writing things and, you know, reporting things what's happening so all of us can rejoice. And that will be given to the Kichara IT department to upload up so you can see what's going on there. And then this department will also be in charge of taking care of our Tentuku forum. Because there's a forum, there seems to be more and more people signing up and talking and discussing, asking questions. So there's a forum on there. This department will be the administrator of the forum. And also any computer or technical repairs within the organization. Any branch will be taken care of by our IT expert. And on top of that, developing new websites. And for this department to earn some income for the organization, then this department will also open itself up to doing websites for small companies. So any small companies, small individuals that want to make websites, they can contact Kichara IT, and for a fee, they can have it done, and part of it will go to the upkeep of our organization. So it's very, very good like that. What else does the department do? I forgot. Huh? Oh yeah, they're going to maintain CCTVs and hopefully in the future learn up how to install CCTVs for outside people. And for people who are not in the different departments, because we have so many departments, for the people who are not in the different departments, who are just individuals, you know, and there's something wrong with the computer, you need to install the software, you're not sure, you need to put an antivirus, your computer's conked out, you can contact this department. And they will help you for a small fee, and that will again go to the upkeep of this company, of this department. So Kichara IT is very, very needed now because up till now, as you know, Singpiao has worked very hard in our organization. Even when he was in Singapore working, he's worked very hard. All of our websites were single-handedly done by Singpiao on the side. He did his work, he lived his life, he did all the websites single-handedly. In fact, when he talked to me about the websites in Singapore, I laughed at him and said, no, I'm not interested. I said, who's going to look at my silly website? Who's going to look at it? But now it's like many people. But that time he already foresaw that because I'm not tech IT savvy. So Singpiao started all that out. Kichara.com was Singpiao. He single-handedly himself did everything. He's not the greatest web designer in the world. He's an amateur. He learned everything himself. So everything we have, he did it. He started it. So now it's reached a level where it's really taking off and becoming very big, and it's too much for one person to handle. It's just too much. So he's developed Kichara.com, where we have online sales. He did that himself. Again, when he started that, I laughed. I always laugh. Now he's laughing. And now I'm doing a department to take over, so I'm sure he's laughing at me. And then all the center's websites, all of our websites, all by him. All started by him. And there's a lot of things like that. And putting things on the YouTube teachings, there's, I don't know, how many teachings is there? See that? 20 teachings, 30? There's about 100 teachings there, different varying lengths, and there's over 200,000 views now. So just think about that. That was all his insight also, he put on YouTube. Because when he told me about YouTube, I didn't know what YouTube was. I was like, YouTube? You? What? Then I said, wow. And there were all kinds of nasty comments on it, and some people were beautiful. So, I'm very Fidel Castro. I told him no. All the ugly comments, buddy. So I'll be a little bit Fidel Castro about that, a little bit red. So in any case, and so we've got so much responses around the world from the YouTube. So many new friends, so many write-ins, so many letters, so many responses. And I humbly say that many people say it's benefited them, the teachings. And they thank us for putting hours and hours of teachings on the YouTube for free. And this was all Tsem Rinpoche. He did it. He conceptualized it. He, edited. It's not just uploading. You got to edit the video. You got to take out, edit it. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. So he did that. So he can't handle that now because it's just too much, too many things. He's going to move on to other things. So what happens, I'm opening up this department, Kichara IT, and Joey Wong is going to be heading that department. Can you raise your hand? Joey Wong is an IT graduate. I don't know I and what T, but can you tell us what you graduated?
Computer engineering.
Great. That sounds pretty high and good. So he loves websites, he loves swarms, he loves developing it, he loves designing websites, he loves maintaining them, he likes writing on them. He likes doing all that stuff. He loves fixing computers. In fact, I got a new computer, and I had David and Fatman come over and try to help me. So there were some things they didn't understand. They called them up in the middle of the night, and he, without looking at it, he walked them through setting up the computer, and everybody was impressed. So Joey Wong is coming in officially on October 24th. Will be his first day, and he'll come in as our Kichara IT department. And Joey Wong will be working out of Kichara Paradise. He'll have his office in there as a start. We're going to start small, then when he makes a lot of money, then we have him buy a big building and put it in my name. That's the way it should be. He's going to be there because we think about other places, but it'd be kind of lonely for him. He's a social type of person. So we're going to put him in Kichara Paradise because we have the lovely Juan there, who's a senior Dharma student, who can be his Dharma sister, older sister, talk to him and guide him, answer questions. So when he's good, when he's back, both. She's very fierce. One very fierce. You think all these Thai ladies are nice? I know, very fierce. This one very, very fierce. Okay, so we have Kichara IT department. So Joey Wong's coming in full time. Chua Su Ming's coming in full time. Ben Kui is coming in full time. Joy has been in full time, but officially full time now. So with all these new people coming in, it's just growing and growing. And those of you who have not come in full time before, and I told you to, I told you. So bad, huh? Yeah, so bad, I know. Don't worry, I won't pick on you, James. Ben Tian's coming in full time too. Official starting date, not confirmed, but coming in full time, right? Yeah, full time, that's right. We talked about it in Bali. So we have 5 new people coming in full time. Is it 5 or 4? 5. For Dharma, okay. For other things, I don't have a very good memory. So, okay, so that's very good news. So our retreat center, 30 acres, we're going to go up there to consecrate. So before we build, before we start raising funds, before we do anything, we need to bless the place. And we're going to go up there. Who's going to bless it? Not Tsem Rinpoche. All of you, all of us together. When we pray to the Buddha, we bless it together because we all have the same power. We all have the same equal democratic power in the eyes of the Buddha. So we're going to go up there and do puja. And if any of you miss it, on opening day, I will be watching. Nobody missed the blessing. It's our center, we must put our energy in. Alright? Anything else I missed? New announcements? Joseph, I sent you some announcements. What was the other things? Retreat center, that, what else?
Yeah, Kichara Discovery and Wendy also.
Discoveries, Wendy, what?
Kachara Discovery, Paul's department, as well as
Huh?
as well as when you joining the team on
Oh yes, those two I forgot. How silly of me. Okay, Kichara Discovery Department. That's a new department. What is that? It's going to be Paul. Paul Yap, can you raise your hand? He'll be running that whole department. And what that department is going to be is twofold. One is Paul's going to be traveling to China, Bali, Java, Nepal, India, Tibet to source for the best statue makers, because we need to make huge 100-feet statues in our retreat center, outdoor and indoor. Plus we need a lot of wonderful statues for our outlets, so we can provide this kind of service for others here at a more cheaper rate. So Paul's going to be in charge of looking for statues and tankas and creation of images more cheaper, more effectively, more well for the public and also for our own personal center. So Paul will be doing that. That's one. The other thing is, this hasn't taken off yet. Paul will also be our travel and tourist department. So he's going to take us on travels and tours to Ganden, to Tibet, to the holy places, to Nepal, to the holy places, to Bodh Gaya, to where Buddha was born, where Buddha died, where Buddha gave the first talk. The 4 holy places to Tibet, Varanasi, teaching. So all these holy places and pilgrimage sites, Paul is going to go first. Some of them he's already gone, but some of them he hasn't. He's going to go first, check out how much, the route, the hotels, the place, all that information. Then he's going to come back here and compile it, and then talk with the travel agents and make packages for us. So the first few times you have to give him a break because he's never done this before. But the good thing is he's bilingual, so in China he'll be all right. So therefore Paul will be doing travels and tours for Kichara Discovery Department. And what it is, he's going to take us on tours. So next time you guys will get emails and information, we go on pilgrimages, that's what Paul will be doing. Alright, so because there are more and more people who want to go, and more people are going on their own, and I'm worried. Because if they go on their own, sometimes it can be difficult, and confusing, or not conducive. If you go to Tibet unprepared, you can get sick. So I want to have this department so that we can do this. So in the future, we have this wonderful department where we go on tours. We go on pilgrimage places for our spiritual practice, and our own organization arranges it. Isn't that wonderful? And also, as you know, Paul will be sourcing for statues and tankas and tsatsas, and he's going to create a whole line of different tsatsas and beautiful prayer objects that we will need for our people here. So he's doing that. That's his department. He's alone in it, like Joey Wong, but it will develop. Just like Saraswati developed just from 1 or 2 people painting, now it's a whole department. So we're going to grow. So do support them, do help them, and I'm letting you know what they're doing, and let all of our friends know, because today is just an unofficial small announcement. There'll be an email going out to everybody. And Wendy's also resigning from her samsara job and joining a dharma job, which is what she wanted to do for many years. Many years. And so she's very fortunate because she's single and she has no kids due to good prayers. I don't mean any offense. And she will be joining Dating Ung in the retreat center, working together with the retreat center with Dating Ung under accounts and other specified jobs, but Dating will announce herself. So Wendy is joining us full time, all the way, to handle the retreat center together with Dating. So we have all these new people coming in. It's just growing. It's becoming more and more fabulous. It's becoming more neat. And that's it, right? Yeah, that's. I can't remember all these things. I forgot to write it down. I was taking a nap. So I want to announce all this to you that you rejoice. It isn't me. It's you and me and the blessings of a Dharma protector. And our hard work. Remember what we want to do. We want to bring Buddhism, real Buddhism, an unstained Buddhism that comes from Ganden Monastery, started by Lama Tsongkhapa, stemming back to Lord Buddha. Unstained, pure Buddhism that encompasses the 3 schools, Hinayana, Mahayana, and Tantrayana, together, to bring this to people. But I want to bring this form of Buddhism to all of you. In what way? Not to change your culture, not to change the way you eat, the way you dress, the way you feel, but to keep you as you are, but to incorporate Buddhism into your lives. So I'm not here to change your Malaysian culture because it's very rich and it's good enough, more than good enough. I'm not here to bring Tibetan culture to you. I'm here just to bring you Lord Buddha's teachings that you can put into you and add to who you are. So whoever you are, you can add to it. And if you're not Malaysian, whatever country you're from, same thing. So I'm not here to make you Tibetan. I'm not here to make you a Tibetan Buddhist. I'm here to explain the teachings of Buddha to you so you become Malaysian Buddhists. Australian Buddhists. Whatever Buddhist you want to be, you are. And that goes inside of you when you practice. Because in the end, when we die, we don't have any identity. When we die, we're not Malaysians, we're not Tibetans, we don't have any identity. So we don't need to hold on to it so strong. That's why I don't hold on to it very strong. There's no identity when we die. The truth is, there is no identity actually. So therefore, that's my mission with respect to the country's rules and cultures and the government and the people and people's thinking. With respect to all of this, I very much want to bring Buddhism to people, widespread. So Buddhism through spiritual art, Buddhism through travel to pilgrimage places, Buddhism through teaching and learning, Buddhism through retreats, Buddhism through arts, Buddhism through writing, because we have our writing department, Buddhism through work, and then eventually Buddhism to actual direct retreat. So in the future, I will confer the highest empowerment of the tantric path in the future. We call it lame or kasuri, highest yoga tantra empowerment. But before I confer that empowerment, I want people to be very stickler to their lama, to their lineage, to their practice, and be firm. Because if you can't be firm now, later if you do that practice, you won't get results. It's very important now to be firm. So later I wish to confer one empowerment, one practice, not many. And then we actually do group retreats and group practice. And that will be up in a retreat center. Because not all of us will be young and fresh and beautiful and smooth and with jet shiny black hair like me forever. Some of you will age. Some of you will age much faster than me. Not all of you can look pristine like me for so long. Look at Justin. Anyways, Justin kidding. He's like, I look better than you, what? In the dark. I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. He looks great. So my point is what? We can't work forever. We can't make money forever. We get married, we have kids. When the kids grow up, what do? What's the purpose? What happens? There must be more to life. When we look at our parents with respect, we have to think there's more to life than that. Buddha gave an example already when he became a monk. So what happens is, we need a retreat center. It's very hard to retreat here. Imagine you're upstairs, you got a window to the streets, we're trying to retreat, we're looking at everybody go back and forth. No possible. But we need to go to a retreat center. We need to go to some place a little bit far, a little bit into the hills with a lot of green, a lot of trees. And we go up there, we do 1 week retreats, 1 month retreats, 3 months retreats, we do serious retreats, quiet. That's why we need a retreat center. That's what we have in Tibet before. We need to make Malaysian or local or non-Tibetan, not just Malaysian, non-Tibetan Mahasiddhas, non-Tibetan Dharma masters. We need to do that. Why? The link from Tibet to the world is starting to break off. The high, great lamas are passing away. The leftovers, the bottom of the barrel, like me, are left behind. So we don't want to be stuck at the bottom of the barrel forever. We need to create local, we need to create non-Tibetan teachers. How? What we're doing now, we learn the Dharma, we practice, we hold our vows, and we do retreats, gain accomplishments. Then we can spread Dharma. Spreading Dharma is not just buildings and land. We have plenty of that. We can do that. Every organization can do that. Spreading Dharma is actually practicing it. When our mind transforms, we spread the Dharma. Example, when Madame Chua says to her daughter, I bless you, I will support you in this, the Dharma has spread. Why? She encourages her daughter to do something good. The Dharma has spread. That is the spreading of the Dharma, not just the buildings. So therefore, the buildings and expansion and people working and people coming in and they resign from their jobs and they come and do Dharma work full time, that's just an expression of the spreading of Dharma. That itself is not the spread of Dharma. So don't misconstrue it. So therefore, that is my intention. So we have a wonderful Dharma place, we have a wonderful retreat center, and we do it well. Just think about it. And then in between, we do Dharma work, we write books, we have Dharma teachings, we have senior people giving Dharma classes. And then up in the retreat center, I don't just have Buddhism, I also want to have Qigong classes, I want to have yoga classes, maybe vegetarian cooking classes, all types of things, painting classes. We can have a lot of things up there, like some kind of spiritual oasis. That would be very nice for people, because people can express spiritualism by so many ways. So many ways. A few of our members went recently to Wu Da San, the 5 peaks of Manjushri, and to see Yonghegong Gong in Beijing, Lama Tsongkhapa's temple. They came back transformed. They came back different. They came back confirmed. One of them came back and said, Lama Tsongkhapa is not so boring anymore. Another one came back and she's become like a nun with hair, talking to Lama Tsongkhapa to everybody. Tsongkhapa, 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 Tsongkhapa. Somewhere this young lady doesn't have much money, and her aircon is not working, so Joe wants to help fix her aircon. She said, no, give me more Dharma teachings and free DVDs I can give to my friends. I was like, wow, that's how I affect people. So therefore, going to pilgrimage places definitely helps. Definitely helps. But let's make Malaysia a pilgrimage place. Let's not always Tibet, Nepal, India, Tibet, Nepal, India. They're getting all the money, you know. We want money here too in Malaysia. So let's make Malaysia a pilgrimage place. Why not? You know what a pilgrimage place is? Someone did a lot of practice and intense and blessed that place. Then people want to come and get that energy. So let's make Malaysia a pilgrimage place. Let's put that on the map of pilgrimage places so people come to our Kechara retreat center. And they want to go get blessings, they want to go circumnavigate, they want to see. You know how we can make that happen? Commitment. Harmony, working together, holding with us principles. That's how we can do it. Look how this building manifested. Exactly what I just said now. So if we're half-hearted, we're 6:30, maybe, don't know, don't want, cannot be achieved. Commitment. Commitment to something higher than just eating, sleeping, making money, having kids, getting old. We must have a commitment to more than that. Animals can do that. Animals have kids. Animals fodder for food. We need to have something higher. And then Buddhism has to go beyond the intellectual level. It can't just be, I know the stuff, but then everything I do is contradicting to Buddhism. I understand Buddha's teachings, but I'm still worried about money. I still get sick. I still get old. I still worry about kids. Everything's normal. So it's more important not just to admire something. If you're very sick, you cannot go prostrate to the doctor and then kiss the medicine and wear the medicine around your neck. You have to take it. If you don't take the medicine and you worship the doctor and you worship his statue, you make statues and put offerings in front of him, and then you take his medicine, you wear it around your neck like an amulet. You know, if someone has a cold, you go like that. you carry the Panadol, you go like that, or antibiotics, you go like that. It won't help you. So same thing with Dharma. We love the Buddha. We have the statue. We have the images. We read the books. We're here. We listen to the Dharma. But we need to internalize it. If we don't internalize the Dharma, how do we get protection from our own negative karma and what we've done? How? We have to internalize it. So now is the time. So when we do Dharma work, it's helping us to internalize faster, quicker. Why? When we do Dharma work, we have to deal with monsters, monster students, monster attitudes, monster ego. It's like a reality show. Sometimes in Dharma, there are bigger monsters in Dharma there are outside of Dharma. And why like that? But it doesn't matter. Because if we're practicing Dharma, we'll be inspired by all of this. To see other people's suffering, other people's anger, other people's ignorance, other people's disappointment, we'll be inspired. Why will we be inspired? We'll work harder. Like a good doctor that sees someone sick. When they see someone sick, they're inspired to work harder. If they come across some disease that they cannot find out what's wrong, a good doctor will be inspired to stay up all night, every day to research what is wrong. They won't say, oh, I have to go to sleep, or I'm tired, or I didn't eat. A good doctor doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, pushes himself for others. A good doctor, a good teacher, a good Dharma practitioner, a good child must serve others like that. A good child must serve their mother and father like that. If the mother and father is sick or need help. Same. Oh, guess what, Mama, Daddy? I have to go to bed now at 6 o'clock. Or I have to go to work now. I have to make money now. Oh, too bad for you. Cannot. So if you see a patient and they're suffering and they're dying or they're sick or they're in pain, you can't abandon them. You have to break your own schedule for them. That's called compassion. Good doctors, good teachers, good people are like that. Government workers, same thing. When they serve good government ministers, when they serve others, they break their own habituations to serve others. Yes, next day they suffer, they're tired or whatever. Out of compassion, never mind. High Tibetan Lamas. I know some High Tibetan Lamas that never sleep. Never sleep. I didn't reach that power. If I don't sleep, I get sick. But there are High Tibetan Lamas that don't sleep. And they live to 80, 81. And they tell you, I die at this time if you go into meditation. Kyabje Rinpoche, Kyabje Rinpoche. I saw it with my own eyes. Kyabje Rinpoche in meditation. They can control their chi. They can control their chi. So therefore what happens is, my point is what is? We have to look at what we're doing and do a good meditation. We have to go beyond money. We have to go beyond just children. We have to go beyond just this life. We have to think what will really benefit me at the time of my death. We have to think carefully. We have to meditate. It is said if we meditate on death, spiritual practice becomes genuine. Genuine. Alright, I won't go into details about that. Now, today, I won't go today. Now, people often are not stable. And that's not just in Dharma, that's in many things in life. That we want to do something, we're very hi-ho about it, we're very gun-ho about it, and we really want to do it, and all of a sudden, halfway through, we say, oh, I give up. Maybe it's a relationship, and we see some quality in the person, says, I give up. Or, we start some work, we can't finish. Or we are on a journey, and halfway through, we feel kind of depressed. Or sometimes we feel always depressed, we feel down, we feel unhappy, we feel unmotivated, we can't push ourselves. Or we're always kind of negative. Or we go through emotional turmoil, up and down all the time. Now there are many, many reasons for that. It could be physiological. Maybe there's something, our hormones are off, or maybe we have some disease, we have some sickness, maybe some psychological imbalance, and all that ruled out. Because if it's a hormonal imbalance, it's very easy. We see a good doctor, that's all. If it's a psychological imbalance, well, Prozac. If you know what that is, Prozac. If you don't believe in Prozac, institutionalization. Okay? But I can't help you if you're crazy. So anyways, ruling that out, we have many, many lifetimes. This is not our only lifetime. We've had many, many, many lifetimes. And our mind is definitely separate from our body. Our mind, there are many types of existences that Lord Buddha talked about. Some of the existences rely on body. Some of the existences do not need a body. There are the formless realms. The formless realms are mind only, where they can cognize. Cognize means to perceive. Cognize, Singa cognize? You sure? Joe, cognize? Okay. So to cognize something is one of the definitions of the mind. The mind has two definitions. One is cognition, the other is clarity. Why is it clarity? Clarity meaning it is not stuck on the body, it's not stuck on a form, it can exist on its own, it exists within the body or without a body. That's one. The other definition of the mind is cognition. It is able to cognize through the 5 aggregates or the 5 different types of senses. Body, taste, touch, feeling, sight, sound, the 5 cognitions. So therefore, the mind is defined by 2 definitions, which is clarity. It's free of encumbrance. It has no sound, it has no color, it has no taste, it has no form. So it is clarity, clear. Alright? We're not talking here about the clarity of its true nature, we're talking about its substance. The second definition of the mind, the nature of the mind, or the definition of the mind is cognition. It is able to cognize. Okay, so therefore, let's make that one clear. Then the mind to exist has 2 causes. The mind to exist has 2 causes. One is substantial cause, the other one is contributing cause. Substantial cause is its continuity or its continuum. Because it existed before, it exists now. Because it exists now, it will exist later. Therefore, a substantial cause for your mind to exist is that when you die, you have a mind. When you take rebirth, you have the mind. That is the substantial cause. It's substantial. Number 2 is contributory cause. Contributory cause is the sense awareness and the mental awareness. Alright? So the sense awareness is a contributory cause because the I consciousness or the I awareness helps your mind to cognize. The mind doesn't need the I to cognize, but if your mind is in this body, the I helps it to cognize. Why? People who have psychic powers do not need the I. Do not need the I. Ghosts, hunters, they don't need an I to see. They can see without the I. Also, the mind itself can travel to one place to another with no obstruction. No problems, no difficulties whatsoever. So therefore, to cognize, you do not necessarily need an I, but in this body, it is somewhat at this time eye dependent, ear dependent, taste dependent, smell dependent, touch dependent. Okay? So therefore, the mind has 2 causes. Substantial cause, which is a previous continuity or previous continuum, and a contributory cause, which is sense awareness, defined as sense awareness that assists and mental awareness. And that arises from, we can call the definition of the mind, which is clarity and cognition or cognizing. Alright? Cognition, cognizing. Now, contaminated aggregates. Aggregates. Okay. Aggregates. Everybody has. Some of us can be deficient aggregate if we're blind or we're deaf. The five aggregates are contaminated. They are contaminated, therefore we have contaminated vision, contaminated hearing, contaminated thought, contaminated feeling, contaminated touch. Everything's contaminated. Example. If we have contaminated sense of touch, when we touch beautiful silks, or we touch gold, or we touch silver, a person who has no contaminated aggregate touch, when they touch that silk, to them it's just touching an object that's smooth at the end. It doesn't create any other sensation, any other further awareness of negative karma. But for people like myself or us, when we have attachment to smoothness or coldness or beautiful materials or how it's made, when we touch it, we go, oh, if I touch that, if I wear that, I'll be happy. If I have that, it'll be very nice. So then we'll work very hard, we'll waste time, we'll spend our money, we'll go shopping, we'll run in the heat, we'll do everything we can to achieve that sensation of touch and to fulfill it. So therefore, it's contaminated, not because the object is contaminated, or not because we are contaminated. That is contaminated aggregation because the projection we put on that item. So it's not the item, it is the projection. So contaminated aggregates arises from what? Contaminated aggregates arises from wrong view. Wrong or ignorance, ultimately ignorance, but that's kind of going too far back. So aggregates come from habituation. This one arises from karma again. Karma feeds habituation, habituation feeds karma. So it's a catch-22. So what happens is, when we have contaminated view, taste, touch, feeling, perception is contaminated. It's very, very dangerous because it will increase this type of contamination. So what happens is, okay, let me get away from the Buddhist technological kind of technical kind of words. Let me just use layman's words. What happens is, we have a lot of karma. And the karma has been accumulated for many, many years. This years alone, and many, many lifetimes. And this karma doesn't go away. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't dissipate. Even today we take refuge. And from today on, we don't do any negative things. Even before we met our gurus, before we met our sifus, before we met Buddha, before we met a Buddha book or whatever, before we met, and from then on, once we meet, from then on we transform, we change, and we don't collect much negative karma, gross negative karma. There's a difference, subtle and gross. We don't collect much gross negative karma anymore, but there's negative karma that we collected from before. And that karma doesn't disappear. That karma doesn't go away. That karma doesn't melt away. That karma still exists, and it is dormant. Dormant? So the danger of it is, it's dormant. Dormant means what? It has the potential to surface. It has the potential to surface. So when it surfaces, it can be very big or it can be very small. It's like leaving a disease untreated. If the disease is left, when it surfaces, it could be much bigger and more expensive and more pain to take care of as if we had taken care of it many years ago. Similarly, karma is like that. So we shouldn't look at our situation now, oh, I'm healthy, oh, I have some money, I have a good job, I have a nice house, I live in a nice country. It's okay, what? We shouldn't sit in that kind of way idly, because that's ignorance, thinking that everything's going to be fine. Why? As we live this kind of life, we use up our positive karma. We use up our positive potential. We use up our positive store of merit. And when we don't replenish it, then when the situation comes, negative karma can open up again. So what does that mean? Therefore, how does karma get created? Karma gets created by action, by speech. Speech and body action creates body and speech karma. That one is dependent on thought, mind karma. Why? Mind rules all. If the mind is tamed and controlled, your speech and your body will be fine. So therefore, when we take certain vows, it's to help us restrict our body action, to contain the body action so the mind can be at peace. People have wrong view. You guys are here, a lot of people have wrong view. They say, hey, if I take the refuge vows, if I take vows, if I take ordination vows, if I take tantric vows, if I take bodhisattva vows, it's quite scary. It's very, very scary because now I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't be myself, I can't be natural. Wrong view. Actually, when you don't take your vows, you're acting in an unnatural manner. Why? Because the natural state of your mind is clear, wisdom, compassion, love. How do you check that? When we do something good for someone, people cry, people support you, people hug you, and they do it openly. And they praise you, they put you in newspapers, they write books about you. And when you go home to go to sleep, you feel so good. But when we do something negative, we may have people supporting us, but it's always in the shadows, it's dark, it's scary, we don't tell people, we hide it, we don't reveal it. So what's my meaning? And then at night, we're not comfortable. We're not comfortable. So if during the day we stole something, we're not comfortable 24/7 all the time. If during the day we gave something, we're very happy with ourselves, we're very open about it. You don't run around telling people, hey, guess what I stole today? You're going to rejoice for me? Of course not. But you say, hey, guess what I gave away today? Rejoice for me. Of course, everybody's happy. So when you do positive action, you feel happy. That's how you use your wisdom mind to check, oh, that's the right way. Why? Why are you happy? Because you're doing something natural. What is natural? That is your natural state of mind. So therefore, if you do something good and you feel happy, it's a sign. It's a sign. That is correct. So doing positive, good things that benefit others makes us feel very good. Why? Because our wisdom mind, our inner mind, is registering that's correct. So therefore, elders, lamas, monks, teachers, ministers, our parents will praise us. Those who have wisdom will praise us. So like that, if that is the case, if thought creates speech and action, that in turn creates karma of the body, speech, and mind. That karma doesn't go and delete and disappear. Chinese people, many Chinese people, majority here is Chinese, not everybody, majority here. They go to temple, they pray, they can divert their luck, they can change their luck, they can bring some good fortune. And they pray, they maybe throw fishes, they rescue life, they put gold on the statues, maybe they offer incense, or they sponsor a temple. But you have to understand, if doing that has power to divert from negative to positive, then when you're not doing that and you do negative, it has the power to divert from good to negative. So when people tell you that, people sometimes get scared. They say, oh, you're giving me a prophecy of doom. No, I'm giving you the truth. I'm giving you power to control who you are. Everything I teach you is for you to apply. It's not for a lama or a guru or somebody to control you. You think yourself. So what happens is therefore, if you go to a temple and you make offerings and you make prayers and you expect that to change your luck, why is it that when you're not in the temple, when you're doing ordinary things and you do negative things, inverted commas, negative things, no offense, it won't create negative results? So therefore, when we take vows, ordination vows, pratimosha ordination, monk or nun, when we take refuge vows, ordinary lay people, when we take Mahayana fasting vows, when we take refuge vows, when we take tantric vows or bodhisattva vows, when we take those vows, actually people feel, oh my goodness, I'm being restricted now, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, actually, you find freedom when you take your vows. Why do you find freedom? Because you restrict yourself from doing things that are unnatural. You won't kill anymore. You won't steal anymore. Those are unnatural. Why is it unnatural? It creates unhappiness. You won't lie anymore. You will not be irresponsible anymore. When someone says sorry to you in the past, maybe you hold on to it and say, no, I don't care, I'm going to make you suffer a while. Now that you have a bodhisattva vow, you can't make them suffer. If they apologize from their heart, you say, I accept. Maybe last time you hold your temper 1 year or 2 years and make them suffer, oh, I'm going to make you suffer, you hurt me once. But when you take your vows, you can't do that anymore. So you say, but that's unnatural. No, that's natural. To forgive is natural. To forgive is natural. So therefore, when we take these vows, example, good doctors in the West, they take vows. Ethical vows of taking care of their patients. For good doctors, those vows are nothing. It's nothing. It's like they have vows, don't have. It's natural. Why? They're naturally good. For the nasty doctors or the nasty monks or the nasty people, those vows are very difficult. Why? Because they're not used to doing good things. So my point is this: staying in a monastery is very natural. I'm not asking you to stay there. Don't worry. Staying in a monastery is very natural. Why? You're cut off from the internet, you're cut off from the TV, you're cut off from all types of news that doesn't matter, you're cut off from entertainment, you're cut off from having kids, making money, you're cut off from working, you're cut off from all these things that make you stay in the four walls and look into your mind and find your mind and develop your mind. That is natural. So people have a wrong view. Because the minute you tell people around here, oh, you want to go to a monastery, be a monk, oh, you. Ask Dao Chen, you want to be a nun, oh, you. She immediately gave that kind of reaction. One, actually, why? She's not a bad lady. Doesn't know. No one explained. So actually, when you're not in a monastery, example, or you're not holding your vows, or you don't have vows, it's very unnatural. You do as you like. You do as you like. Why is that unnatural? Because very few of us will do positive actions without knowing it. Very few of us. If we can do positive actions without knowing it, everybody here will be a Buddha. You wouldn't be afraid of death. You wouldn't be afraid of karma. You wouldn't be afraid of bad fortune or misfortune. You wouldn't be afraid. Why wouldn't you be afraid? Because you're a Buddha. Therefore, taking vows is very natural. Taking vows bring you back to who you are. Taking vows bring your mind back to who it really is and who it really should be, a Buddha. So taking vows is actually very natural and brings you to a natural state of the mind and is very positive. Whereas not taking vows is actually no freedom. Why? When you don't take vows or you do negative actions, you create more negative karma and more negative karma. Where got freedom? If you have so much negative karma, where got freedom? The negative karma will manifest. Will definitely manifest. So therefore, for people who have fear of taking vows, I refute you. I debate with you. And I give you logic to think. Nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. So therefore, we will be doing that in the future. We'll be taking refuge vows, Mahayana vows, fasting vows, tantric vows, bodhisattva vows. We'll be taking that. And for people who've been practicing all along, it's nothing. It's very natural and easy. They have no restriction, no fear. So actually, running to the internet, getting relationships, having children, making a lot of money, working, wearing nice clothes, fixing our hair, running here, having a good car, those are all unnatural. Those are all escape. People say, hey, you go to the monastery, you're escaping from reality. No, you are not escaping from reality. You are facing yourself. You cut all distractions away and you face yourself. Actually, when you're in the normal world, abnormal, and you're running after money, running after kids, running after fun, getting married, all these things, you think you're creating happiness. No, you're creating hell. You're creating hell. Very wealthy people, very, very wealthy people, most of them, many of them commit suicide or contemplate on suicide. You hear it all the time. Why? The beautiful people, why? Why is that? Why are they unhappy? They have everything we want. Similarly, people, many parents, when you talk to them after they've had the kids, if you can turn time back, would you have kids again? No. They don't hate their kids. They don't dislike their kids. Once they have their kids, it's prison already. You have to give all your energy to one or two people and hope they turn out right. Whereas people like Mother Teresa, Dalai Lama, they give themselves to all sentient beings, not to one or two people. Imagine Mother Teresa halfway through says, hey, I don't want to be a nun, I want to get married, and she writes love books. And you find out she's got a wedding and she's got a 30-foot train and happy marriage, you're like, huh? All these people starve to death. The millions of people, the thousands of people she helped finish. Imagine Dalai Lama 30 years ago say, hey, guess what? I'm going to get married. I met this cool Tibetan chick and I'm going to get married. In fact, I made two because I'm Dalai Lama what? And then how many people lose out? Imagine Lama Tsongkhapa says, hey, I'm going to get married. Imagine Buddha Shakyamuni, he leaves his wife, leaves his kids, goes to the forest, 2 years later come back and say, I miss you, darling. What will happen to all of us? Hey, darling, how are you? Hey, Rahula, that's his son. You want to go do some rap? Just think, you want to go play some ball, Rahula? I mean, just think. Actually, the Buddha left. Everybody's like, oh, all the society, Indian people, everybody there, the Kapalapsu, and all his rank, everybody's like, oh God, bad son, bad prince, bad person, unfilial son, very, very bad. In fact, Buddha had so much love and compassion for them. He went and became Buddha and liberated his father, liberated his mother and Tushita, liberated his son. His son became an Arhat, the Arhat Rahula. He liberated everybody. And that's why we're here. So Buddha went back and said, hey darling, I miss you. We were all been running around samsara, not looking at each other. I wouldn't be in this room with you guys. You wouldn't be here with me. Look at you. You wouldn't even be with you. Take a look. But because Buddha stayed in the forest, became enlightened, here we are. Now it's the end. You got a lot of work for me Saturday night. I got to cut. my party and come here and listen to the monster. That's what I was thinking. Buddha only just went back home. You know, I was very naughty when I was in the monastery. Sometimes when we had to study some Dharma texts that are very hard and difficult, you know, a lot of these high lamas who compose these texts, their reincarnations come back in the monastery. They come back, they install them, and they reteach. So I just tell my gurus, hey, who wrote that text? They say, oh, this one. I said, is the reincarnation back? They said, yeah, it's in this monastery, this monastery. They said, why? I said, I want to go beat him up. He said, why? I said, make me suffer. He writes his book, make me suffer. So sometimes I actually meet up with these Rinpoches who wrote the book in the previous life. I joke with them, thanks a lot for writing that book. They're like, what are you talking about? I said, make me suffer, you know? I got screamed at for not studying that. I mean, that's evil. So that's kind of me wanting to slap the lamas who wrote those books that tortured me. It's like you guys wanting to slap, I did not say Buddha, or not. Oh, no, okay. So Buddha says, Om Mani Padme Hum. So many people became liberated. If you say, oh my darling, finish. Think about it. You follow that example. So why is it Buddha can go to the forest, but you can say, oh my darling? And they say, I'm going to be a Buddha. I'm a good Buddhist. I'm a practitioner. I don't have to hold any vows. I don't have to sacrifice anything. I don't have to give up anything. But I'm a good Buddhist. Why are you a good Buddhist? What's the definition of a good Buddhist? A definition of a good Buddhist is one who cuts self-cherishing mind. So if you can do it as a layperson, it's okay. If you can do it as a layperson, it's okay. There are lay vows also. So my point is, what is going to the monastery? One example. Or staying here and taking vows. Two examples. Refuge or Mahayana vows. Those are not unnatural. Those are not unnatural at all. Those are natural. Why? They help you to go back to your real mind. Actually, chasing after money is unnatural. Why? You become addicted. It never ends. You make all this money. When you're older, you wait for death. You don't even know who's going to... And people control your money. They control you. They fight over your inheritance. And everybody who comes to see you, you know they got motive one. They want money. That's Madame Chua. She and I understand that. Actually, chase money your whole life. You end up with what? All your health, all your energy, all your time, you got money. Good. I didn't say live in a forest and eat dirt. Make money. But if that's your only focus, you are deluding yourself. Some people chase after a beautiful girl, beautiful boy. Some people chase after a beautiful relationship. I didn't say don't have a relationship. I'm telling you that is not your answer. So if you put all your hopes in that, you'll be sadly disappointed. Your relationship will come out bringing unhappiness in the end. Most of the time. Most of the time. Why is that? Why is that? That's not the causes for you to be happy. To limit yourself to one person, to limit yourself to one being, to limit yourself to one set of rules. Just make money. Just live. Just eat. How do you become happy? What about your next life? What about when you die? Just think if you were to die tonight. If you were to die tonight, having kids, having made money, having a beautiful house, having inheritance will not help you at the time of death. Why do I use that? All of us will die. All of us. Maybe tonight. You see, I like, this is my favorite. In 60 years, within 60 years, everybody in this room will be dead. Everybody. It's confirmed. Within 60 years, everybody in this room will be dead. You see, if you say, hey, if you smoke, get cancer, you know, there are plenty of people smoke until they're 80, they don't have cancer. But death, no. Within 80 years, 60 years, everybody in this room will be dead. What will help you when you're dying? What will help you when your eyes are closing and you lose consciousness? If you're going to take a higher rebirth, you become cold from your feet first. And the heat travels up and the wind travels up. When you're going to take a lower rebirth, your head becomes cold first, your upper body becomes cold first, and your feet remains warm. You leave through the bottom. You can leave through 3 passages. Here, 1, 2, 3. So how you leave is how the heat leaves your body, because the wind is dissipating. Your mind travels on wind. Qi, in Chinese we call qi. Tibetan we call wind, or lung. Travels on the wind. So therefore, when you die and your winds are dissolving, without you controlling it, you're finished already. You're finished. How's having kids going to help you or the kids? Doesn't help. Doesn't benefit you at all. In fact, once you have the kids, no offense, you're stuck. And if your child is a reincarnation of an enemy or someone you've hurt in your previous lives, this child will hurt you in this life again and again, without wanting to hurt you, but creating pain. Burdening your finances, making you sell everything you have. But you can't hate the child because it's your child. You don't even think about hating the child. Even that child can create sickness in your body. How many wonderful mothers have so much sickness after they have babies? Even this child can grow up to become killers or murderers. Or these child can grow up to not care about their parents. Or steal. So sometimes people's children can come back to them. They're reincarnations of their enemies from previous lives. Definitely possible. Or people they have harmed. It's all a chance. It's all a chance. Am I discouraging having children? No. I'm telling you the reality. So that you can focus your lives and have a blend. 50-50. 50 Dharma, 50 worldly life. A blend. I'm telling you this to help you, to give you information to meditate. So that you don't give up on everything you have or throw away your responsibility. To not focus all your energies on just that. That is the point. That is the real point. So therefore, look at you. How old are you? How many years do you have left? How many years? What have you accomplished? What have you actually accomplished? We can't even control our dreams. Never mind control where we're going to take rebirth. We can't even control what's going to happen to us if we get sick tomorrow. Never mind our rebirth, what's going to happen to us. So how many years do we have left? What is our priority? Before we heard the Dharma, money, family, fun, entertainment, house, okay. Because we don't know anything else. No one told us. Once we've heard the Dharma, we have education. If someone sits at the table picking their nose and picking their teeth while you're eating, they didn't know. But once they go to high class and they learn how to eat well, they learn how to do well, they don't go there and pick their nose anymore, do they? No. What does that mean? It means when you didn't know, you do. It's like that. If you know and you continue to do, but whether you know or you don't know, karma is the same. For me, for you. Whether I wear robes, whether you don't wear robes, karma is the same. So what happens is, action, body, speech, and mind, karma, action, comes from contaminated thinking, contaminated views, contaminated aggregate. So what happens is, all this has been stored for many years. Many, many years and many, many lifetimes. And it is dormant. Therefore, if these actions can be created from a thought, they can also be destroyed by a thought. If they can be destroyed by a thought, they can also be eradicated completely. How? When we start our Dharma practice, let me take Dharma practice as just an example. You can apply this in any part of your life. Take Dharma practice as an example. When we start our Dharma practice and we don't know much, we don't understand much, many times we fall. Many times we make mistakes. Many, many, many times we get disappointed. We go up, we go down. Me too. Up and down, up and down, up and down. But as we advance in our Dharma practice, us going up and down becomes less. And even when we go up and down is not such a big degree. How? By learning, reading, attending Dharma class, purification practices, collection of merit practices. It would definitely eradicate it. Even we have obstacles for Dharma. Some people, outside obstacles. When I was a child, when I was younger, I had tremendous obstacles, physical obstacles. My parents who beat me and who locked me up and punished me for many years, they wouldn't allow me to attend one Dharma class. They would call up the neighbors and call up people and accuse my teacher of brainwashing me. I tried to get him deported. He's a Tibetan Lama. Many times, I know. But I never gave up. I never gave up. I practiced. And I didn't fight back. My teacher never fought back. In the end, successful. What's my point? My point is this, if negative things come up, and you say to yourself, oh, I can't do it. I can't accomplish it. I'm not able to accomplish it. It's very difficult. That thought will create your failure. How is that possible? Because you have so much karma accumulated from your life and lives. And it needs a trigger to open it. How does that karma open? That karma opens by thought. By thought. So therefore, if you have all this negative karma, and you keep reinforcing it with these thoughts, it opens up, and it might open up so big that you can't rise above it. So that's why they say doubt, in the Tara Tantra, doubt is equivalent to a thief. It steals away all your knowledge and attainments. Why? When you have doubt, even the guru who's been very kind to you, you have negative thought. Even the Dharma brothers and sisters that you were encouraging last year to do the Dharma, this year they're encouraging you and you're down. And then all the donations you gave and all the hard work you gave to the Dharma become like nothing already. Why? You open the doors to negative thinking. So once you say, I cannot accomplish, I don't have the time to do, I can't push myself to do, you know what happens? That karma opens up. Why? You are not a Buddha yet. We are not a Buddha yet. So therefore, if you have a choice to do Dharma work or you do samsara work, and you pick samsara work, let's hope that you have enough merits that you can balance your life. If you don't have enough merits to balance your life and you do samsara work over Dharma work, when you come to a crossroad, but samsara work will drag you down and down and down. I've seen it many times. Many times. It will drag you down. You will never do Dharma work again. Or you do very little. Very little. So whether you want to retreat, or you want to teach, or you want to write, or you want to meditate, or you want to practice, very, very difficult. Why? Once you open the door of the negative karma, it becomes very big. How? It's like this. We have a helicopter. I can put you in the middle of the ocean, or I can put you on an island. If I put you in the middle of the ocean, you can drown. If I put you on an island, you can survive. See, both is don't know. If you can swim, got chance. If you know how to cultivate, you can maybe produce some coconuts and eat, I don't know. My point is that if I put you in the middle of the ocean, chances are you'll drown. So if I put you in the middle of the lake, less chance you'll drown. If I put you in the middle of a pond or a small pool, the chance of you drown is very little. The pool or the lake or the ocean is like your karma. If your karma is very big, very heavy, if you open that karma up, it's like me dropping you in the middle of the ocean. You drown. That's why for some people I say, no, you do Dharma work. You do Dharma work. You live with the Dharma, you be with Dharma, you involve with the Dharma. Don't have two minds. That's what my gurus tell me. Don't have two minds. Do Dharma. Do Dharma. Why? It will change your life. So, if you have a lot of positive karma, very powerful positive karma, then you can balance your life. Why? You have the karma to support it. So therefore, if we do something, we have to make sure we finish it. We have to, people who chronically don't finish things, people who chronically are unreliable, people who doubt or always goes into depression and unhappiness or emotional ups and downs, is because they created it. How? They open it up by feeding those thoughts. Are you hiding from your thoughts? No. You're not hiding from your thoughts. You're avoiding them until you can purify them out. So that means, if the doctor tells me, be a vegetarian, eat at this time, take a bath at this time, wash at this time, sleep at this time, it is to get my internals strong. Then when my internals are strong and I slip, I can still be okay. But while I'm weak, if I do all that, I can become worse or maybe even die. Similarly, when our karma is very, very strong, and we don't do any Dharma, we'll be dragged down and down and down and down and down. That's why it's very important for us that if we have any Dharma inclination, bacha, now, if we have any Dharma inclination now, we should follow it through. And if we have young people are more liable to go off the wrong way. Means just think about money, just think about relationships, just fight, just run here, just have fun. That's not bad, but they might be stuck just doing that. Why? In the end, old, some money, no more for next life, nothing. Here. Practitioners, when they're dying, it's a passage from a good to another good. Ordinary people like us, when we die from sufferings, we enter another form of suffering. Confirm. And the fact that you don't know where you're going when you die is confirmed as suffering. That itself is suffering. Suffering already. So for normal people like me, when I die, it's from one suffering state to another suffering state. But for highly attained beings, for meditatively advanced beings, the dying is changing their bodies to do something positive for others. Continuation, by changing a uniform. That's our choice. So what happens is if we always say, I'm depressed, I'm unhappy, and you believe that, and you go toward that direction, you will be. You know why you will be? Because you open the karma for that. If that is not true, then tantric meditation is wrong, because tantric meditation makes you take the path, the result onto the path. I am Vajrayogini, although you're not yet. Why? The reason you think you're Vajrayogini when you're not Vajrayogini yet is to open the doors to become her, and to go toward her direction and become one with her. One means your mind. Once you take Vajrayogini, you don't say, I'm depressed, I'm unhappy, I'm down, I need help. You cannot. Why? Then you shouldn't be doing Vajrayogini at all. Then people look at you and say, you're more depressed than me, you're in higher tantra studies, huh? What does that mean? The meaning is this, we have to push ourselves. I can do it. I can finish this job. I can help this person. Determination. I can do my spiritual practice. I can become a better person. I can keep my commitments. I can keep my promise. I will change. Never say, I can't change. Never say, it's too late to change. Never say, it's too hard to change. Never. Never say it, because when you say it, you're thinking it. When you're thinking it, you open that karma up that you cannot change. Never, never say you cannot change. You can change. You can transform. You can improve. You can become spiritually advanced. You can become stable. All of us, me included, all of us have our own insecurities that we hide from or we avoid. All of us. We can overcome it. When you think, I can overcome it, you create the karma to overcome. It's not magic. It's called karma. You create the karma to overcome. If you want to say, I cannot, you check the people out who say they cannot. Two types. One is, they just want to avoid it, so they can spend their time on something that they like. They don't care about other people. They want to spend on something that they like. So if they opt down on a responsibility, they don't finish their promise, they don't finish what they wanted to do, they push it on someone else. Actually, they're very selfish people. Why? Because it's okay for them to give up, but it's not okay for other people to give up. And when they give up, other people have to take over their position. So actually, they're quite selfish people. Actually, that's one type. The other type is people who actually believe they cannot. So both is the same. Both is the same. Why? Both has karma. So you must dig into your repository of karma in a positive way. That's why we take vows. We take vows to give us courage. And we take vows in front of Buddha or Kuan Yin, or we take vows in front of our parents, or in front of the government, or on the Bible, or in front of God, or in front of our sifus. We take a vow in front of these people, because these people or these beings have power. They've achieved something. So when they've achieved something and we swear in front of them, it has some karmic effects. So therefore, when we take the vows and we hold it, the vows are meant to encourage us, not imprison us. They're meant to help us to find who we really are and to take us away from distractions. Making money is a distraction. Getting married and having 20 kids is a distraction. Fighting for your reputation is a distraction. Becoming a real estate mogul is a distraction. Why is it a distraction? Because in the end, when you die, you go with nothing. Nothing at all. So it's a distraction because you don't know where or how or what's going to happen to you. And of course, if Buddha is wrong, it's a different situation. Buddha mentioned 3 realms and 6 places we can take rebirth that are quite frightening. Unless Buddha is wrong. This is not some crazy Tibetan Lama telling you, oh, go and meditate in the forest. You read what Buddha said. So therefore, if you think about it, if you keep saying, I cannot, then you cannot. You made your choice. If you say, maybe I can, it becomes 50-50. If you say, I can, you'll be able to do it. Who goes and take initiation and say, maybe I'll be a Buddha? You go for Vajrayogini initiation, Yamataka initiation, or you go take refuge. When you take refuge to Guru, you say, oh, maybe I take refuge in the Buddha. 50-50 lah. You sign a little piece of paper with your Guru. 50% I take refuge. Where not? When you take refuge, it's 100% what? When you take your doctor's vows, or you take your law vows as a lawyer or as a judge, you don't say, 50% I promise. Then you become 50 to half past 6. It's very logical. So therefore, if you keep saying, I cannot, it becomes you cannot. So therefore, what am I telling you? I'm backing it up on the basis of karma. I'm backing it up on the basis of 5 aggregates and contaminated aggregates. I'm backing it up on the definition of the mind. So I'm giving you an inspirational talk based on the scriptures that you can apply in any part of your life. But the most important thing is remember, you have a lot of karma collected from many lifetimes. So if you always reinforce this karma negatively, it will always manifest negative. Then you say, but if I let that negative karma manifest negative, won't it purify? Yes, but remember something. It will accumulate. Why? Let me check my notes. Non-virtuous actions have 3 types of effects according to Lord Buddha. 3 types. 1. Ripened effect. 2. Effect similar to the cause. 3. Environmental effect. So, all non-virtuous actions created from contaminated mind. Contaminated mind means what? Mind that thinks of oneself more important than the other. And all your actions are based on myself as opposed to others. That is contaminated mind. So that contaminated mind creates contaminated actions. Contaminated actions have 3 types of effects. A, ripened effect, effect similar to the cause, and environmental effect. And let me give you a small explanation to highlight what I've been talking about. So you have some scriptural knowledge. This is from the scriptures, from the mind teachings called Lodik. Then, ripened effect is whatever actions we create, they ripen and they give us the effect. Example, if we kill, if we harm our parents, if we create schism and it damages many people. Example, we talk negative things between 2 governments, they go to war, they kill millions of people, schism. If we talk or act in such a way that creates harm and damage to people in such an intense way, the ripened effect will be we take rebirth. The most severest is hell, one of the hells. The next severest is taking rebirth as a spirit or a hungry ghost. The next severest is as an animal. So the immediate ripened effect of killing will be one of the 3 lower realms. How we kill, the motivation, whether we regret, the manner, on purpose or not, all affects how we take rebirth. So that's your immediate ripened effect. Is that clear? Second is effect similar to the cause. Effect similar to the cause means what? Even after we have experienced, number 1, the ripening effect, even we experience traces of that inclination will remain. Let me explain. If we have killed, we take rebirth in hell. But we have taken rebirth in hell to purify the karma of killing, but the intent to kill is not purified. That mind is still there. So when we take rebirth again, we will be inclined to kill again and take rebirth in negative states of birth again and again. So what happens is, now the first karma is instant ripening of the result of the karma. Second is you still have to suffer the tendencies or the effects similar to the cause. So the very reason you went to hell was for killing, but when you come out of hell, you still want to kill. So what happens is you still want to harm. Example, tigers, when they die, they collected tremendous negative karma from killing other sentient beings and creating fear. But when they reincarnate again, they'll still have the tendency to kill. Once they go down, it goes down very low. That's why some kids, when you see them, they love to kill animals. They enjoy it. They squeal. Some, they can't take it. They can't take it at all. It's very difficult for them. That's a tendency resembling the original cause. You will suffer from that. What's the big deal about that? Because the tendency will make you do it again, even if you're in a new environment. So you wipe your slate clean, then you start killing again. What's the point? Similarly, people who always, another example it says in this text is, if we always have sexual misconduct, we cheat on our partners, we lie to our partners, we use our partners for wrong things, or we do things with our partners that are wrong. If we have sexual misconduct, taking rebirth in one of the 3 lower realms is a given. And the ripened effect will be loneliness. Cannot close our business deal. People we love don't love us back. People create violence toward us. People want to harm us. People want to damage us. So when we have sexual misconduct, negative actions such as harm, damage, violence will come our way. That's one. That's what it says. And even after you purified your sexual misconduct, negative karma, the effect similar to the cause will ripen, which is tendency. What is that? Let's say that due to sexual misconduct, you took rebirth as an animal. after you take rebirth as an animal, when you come out, you're a human again, you will still have the tendencies to not be true to the one you have promised. So what happens? You create a lot of pain in their minds. And you know what happens is, this is your tendency. It says directly in the text, you will have strong attachment to others' partners. What does that mean? You cannot be true. So that means you may be with one person, but you'll be looking at another one, 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 plotting how to get them, plotting how to date them, plotting how to get close to them, plotting how to get intimate with them while you're with that person. Even you don't want to. Even you don't want to do that, and you know it's wrong. But you will keep doing that because that's a residual tendency left, which is the effect similar to the cause. Why? You didn't hold on to your sexual misconduct vows. So when you don't hold on to your sexual misconduct vows, you have the ripening effect, which is taking rebirth in one of the three lower realms, depending on situation. Secondary, okay, is that even when you come out with a clean slate, the karma is clean, but the tendency is not. So the tendency is not clean. Even you want to go straight. You want to be with one person, one girl, one boy, one relationship. You cannot. You will cheat and lie, hurt your children, hurt your friends, hurt your neighbors, break the trust of your friends, and have a lot of enemies, and people come beat you up. They want to come and knock you over. They want to hurt you. Why? Because you can't control yourself. Why can't you? The tendency is there still. So holding on to the sexual misconduct vows are very important according to Lord Buddha. Why? He's giving you knowledge. He's giving you knowledge. That's why ancient cultures, that is truth. Truth is truth. You never mind Buddhism. Truth is truth. That's why ancient cultures like China and India, all these great cultures, very advanced, they're very strong about moral ethics. That if you have one person, you stick one person, you don't cheat, you don't do all the kind of things. Why? They know that it hurts people. But Buddha goes one step further. The karma is very strong. Third, environmental effect. So I explained to you the ripened effect, direct. I explained to you the effect similar to the cause. So the effect similar to the cause is having the tendencies not being able to get rid of it. And the tendencies will grow. Then what's the horrible thing is, once you indulge in the tendencies, you will replenish that negative karma. So your clean slate becomes dirty again. So it's like you filled up your petrol to hell, your car to hell with petrol again, full tank. Think about it. So guess what? On the way to hell, your petrol keeps refilling itself. Why? Tendency similar to the cause is there. Okay, so some people do retreats. They do retreats. After retreat, they still can't control their mouths. They still throw BFs. They still want power. They still want to be the top. They're still greedy. Why? Maybe their karma for that action was purified, but the tendency is still there. So how to cut the tendency? We must hold our vows. People say it's very hard. I'm telling you why it's hard. Then you say, why tell me why it's hard? I know it's hard. If you understand, easier to attack it. This is from the mind teachings of Lord Buddha, by the way. Okay, I didn't make this up. Even if I did, you think I'm so smart to make up something so sophisticated? No. I'm not that smart to make up something so sophisticated. Oh, you think I am? Thank you. Adrian's going, yes, you are. Thank you. You're beautiful too. Okay, now, environmental effect. Because he's sending me psychic messages that he wishes that he's as smart and beautiful as I am. So I'm sending a psychic message back. Create the cause. You're like, wait a minute. That sounds funny. I'm just playing. I can tease Adrian because I know in a few years he's quite funny. Okay. Rebirth. Killing. I'm giving you a few examples. This is not limited. Don't think, oh, that's all on, nothing on. It's much more. Killing, environmental effect will be, according to Lord Buddha, taking rebirth in environments that are very dangerous, hostile, and uncomfortable. You won't be born in such a beautiful country like Malaysia. We're very safe here. We're very, very safe here. We're very at peace here. I don't care what people complain. We're very at peace here. Natural disasters, okay, except Penang. Everything quite okay. Last time they had tsunami, I had some friends in Penang. I was saying, you better move down here. They didn't listen, so next time I got tsunami, I said, you should move down here. I told you. No, I'm just kidding. So, safe here. The land is quiet here. It's very easy to practice Dharma. Very easy. Okay, imagine in Japan, every time you go into meditation, a tantric retreat in a cave, it got earthquake. You're like, uh-oh. How? Your cave collapsed. Thing is not easy, what? Just think about it. It's not a joke. Being born in that kind of environment, being stuck there, creates a lot of tension and fear in our minds. That's an environmental effect of karma. Alright, killing. Stealing, if you steal, you will be born in barren places. Places that may not be dangerous, but places that fruits, vegetation, crops, plants, what you need to survive is very, very barren. Very dry, not much water, very difficult to get. Not necessarily dangerous, but barren will be the result of stealing. Environmental karma. So karma is broken up to how it manifests to you, huh? It isn't just, oh, I got bad karma, that's it. No, he breaks it down and tells you how it manifests to you. The third is environmental. Then, lying. You'll always be born in places where you get cheated. You get tricked. You get fooled. No matter how hard you work, how sincere you are, how much effort you put, always you cannot move up in any financial way. And some of you think, well, that's not me. No. Some people financially quite okay, but they're very tight. They don't control their finances. The finances control them. It means they're stingy, they're very, very miserly, and they're very secretive, and they hold their money as if it's their 3 jewels, and they can't let go. That is also an environmental result of stealing or tricking. More tricking other people. So people who cannot let go of wealth, is only concerned about wealth and hold on and very miserly and very, very, very stingy. It's a prison. It's a prison for them. It's a prison for others. It's a prison for them around them. I lived with people when I was growing up. Very close to people who were very miserly, and I lived with someone that was very generous. And the miserly one created a lot of suffering for people around us. Calculative, sneaky, don't want to do it, don't want to pay, don't want to give, even if they have to. The generous one, you always feel comfortable around them. It's not you want to use them, you don't feel you'll ever be used. So what happens is, you are born in such a state of mind that not necessarily your poverty is physical, but your poverty is mental. Your poverty is mental. I've met many people, that's my job, that they're very wealthy, but their body is finished. Their mind is finished. They're controlled by other people. They can just look at their wealth, they can't do anything anymore. Environmental result. There are some people, they have control of their money, they think, but actually they don't have control of their money. Why? Because they work for money, they work for more money, they are controlled by it, and they're motivated by it. Their principal reason for getting up in the morning is making sure their investments, their money, and their job, and their funds are there, although they're fine already. Their principal investment. Why? Environmental result. So prison can be like that. Then, sexual misconduct. The result of the environmental karma for sexual misconduct karma is always being born in places that are very difficult for you to be healthy. Very difficult to be free of disease. Disease doesn't necessarily have to be like from dirty water. It can be transmitted. Or it can be the potential to get it. Always being born in places where you get disease difficult to heal. Or having hereditary types of diseases even at a very young age. Many, many types of results will come. That you have the results of environmental karma from sexual misconduct. Divisive speech. So if you're divisive, if you use your speech to trick others, to use others, to get things from others, to abuse others, you use your speech sweet and nice and diplomatic to cover your reputation, to look good. Getting something from others doesn't necessarily have to be material. It can be emotional. To look right, to always be all right, and not to have anyone infringe on your reputation. All right? Divisive speech. You will be born in, according to Buddha, rugged, very difficult, rugged places, difficult to travel, difficult to communicate, and always burdened by carrying heavy loads. So if we look on the internet, if we look on the news, there are more countries. If you look in those countries of Africa, the majority of them, how do people live? I'm not putting those people down, I dare not. It's a state of existence. There are many people in Asia, even underage kids. Don't look at Malaysia because we're very advanced here. Even in many places in Asia, where the kids underage are overwhelmed and overburdened. You can see in papers all the time, carrying heavy loads. That will come as a result of divisive speech. So my point is, when we do negative karma, it has 3 effects. One is ripened karma. One is karma that is similar to the cause. Okay, effects similar to the cause. Third one is environmental. So don't just simply say, oh, got bad karma, never mind lah. No. No. Don't be so simple. It's not like that. Karma is very, very complex. That's why each one of us look very different. Each one of us are unique. Each one is special. Why? Because karma is very, very complex. It will manifest in us differently. How to counter that? How to counter? So when we always say, I cannot, I will not, or you go into, or you surrender into your negative thoughts, you surrender into your negative emotions, you surrender into your lack of responsibility, you surrender into your poor me. If you surrender into it, you open these karma that is latent. You open this karma that's there. So, ripened karma, effects similar to the cause, and environmental karma is all dormant. Then you say, what's the big deal if it's dormant? It's a very big deal. Oh, if I open up, I experience, I will purify it. You will purify it. You will purify it. But since your tendency is there, you will continue to do it. So if I say to you, okay, open your karma, you want to purify it by experiencing, you say, okay, you're very brave. Okay, take rebirth as a lion. Take rebirth as a snake. Want to take rebirth as a snake? You can purify your karma for killing. So once you take rebirth as a snake, you're making even more karma because you got to kill every day or every week or whatever it is. So what's my point? It's not so simple. One of the best ways to purify this karma, the best way. I'm not going to give you a Tibetan way. I'm not going to give you some Tantra way. I'm going to give you the Buddha way. The Buddhist way, general. The best way to purify karma is not to sit there idle and to fall into these negative emotions. I cannot do it. I can't do it. I'm not ready to do it. I need more time. Why am I being pushed? Never say that. Never. Never. Why? You open the doors for these karma to open up. You open it up. As I made jokes before, you ever hear Reverend Cheng Yen Foster, the great Taiwanese nun, say, oh, I'm not ready to help anybody anymore. I give up. I don't think so. You ever hear Mahatma Gandhi say that? Oh, I'm not ready anymore. I need more time to save the world. I don't think so. Or the Dalai Lama, he makes his Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, I'm taking a 5-year hiatus to make some money and take care of my kids. And I'll come back to teaching about Buddhas and compassion and purification after 5 years. Thank you. I don't think so. How come they don't do it and you can? How come you can say, oh, let me choose if I do Dharma or I do Samsara? Or let me choose if I do Dharma or not. Let me think. If they don't have an option, you don't have an option. Why? Their karma, your karma is the same. It's the same. So they say, oh, but you're a Rinpoche. You're a High Lama. You're supposed to do that. Oh, please. High Lama, High Shmama, they all have karma. I have karma. You have karma. What's the difference? Buddha never wrote, hey, if you're a High Lama, of course you're going to be born and you're going to do Dharma and you're going to be perfect. And everybody else is not perfect. And then you use that as just an excuse. See, I'm not a High Lama. I'm not a monk. Therefore, I don't have to do it. No, that's an excuse. You use that as an excuse not to do it. So don't let your mind trick you. That's the point. I'm not saying you're sneaky. I'm saying tendencies can be sneaky. The second of the karmic results, tendencies. See, now when I talk like that, you go like, I understand. Last time I said karma, I say tendency, you look like, like that all the time. The more you listen to Dharma, the more your mind opens. The more your mind will open, the more you listen. So therefore, if you have received tantric initiation, you should never say, oh, I give up. Oh, I'm not going to do my practice anymore. Oh, I can't help all sentient beings. Oh, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need a break. I'm going to go away. You shouldn't say that. Do you know why? It's not that you're a bad person. You will open that karma up that maybe you can never come back to it. Why? Your repository of negative karma is very strong for many lifetimes. So you say, but me not saying it doesn't make the feeling go away. Well, it's part of it. If you not saying it doesn't make the feeling go away, why take vows not to create schism? Right? So we don't have to take any speech vows. Why? We just take mental vows. Don't think that. You can say it. No, it doesn't make sense. Why? So people say like that, I'm just saying it. Why? It's nothing. No, it got effect. Speech karma got. That's why you have the vows. I gave you logic. That's why don't say it. Even you say it, you can affect new people. And one of our vows is not to discourage people from refuge. Refuge is not the ceremony. It's practice and meditation going to the higher teachings. So when we say, when you're a tantric practitioner or you've been with the Lama for a while, you've been there for years, you always say, oh, I can't change. I don't know how. Oh, poor me. All the time you do like that, right? You in fact push people away from taking refuge because they look at you and say, oh, yo, 15 years in Dharma like that. And then you look at them like, cannot. People who have been in Dharma and taking refuge. Never mind Tantra, taking refuge. Never say you give up on helping others. Never. Never. Why? When you stop saying that, it's one road closer to stop thinking that. If it is not one step closer to stop thinking that, why we take vows on not saying negative things? Right? That's one. Second, you shouldn't say, I can't change. Never say. People who've taken refuge should never say, I can't change. Or I doubt this. Or I don't understand it. Why? There are so many Dharma books out there. If you don't understand, pick one up and read it. Trust me, if it's a Hello magazine about who married who had boogly with who had 2 kids, you read the whole cover to cover and memorize, and somewhere doing din explain to people. No problem what. But if it's a Dharma book, it's very heavy. Oh, you don't have the muscle. Turn the page. Very difficult. Then you have to fight it. How do you fight it? One day at a time. One day at a time. It's logical. Don't say you give up on others. Don't say you are not ready. Why are you not ready? If you are not ready, it means you become Tedapam. It means you're already Amitayas, but that you have immortal life. Or you're one of the 8 immortals of the Chinese legend. Is there any immortals in here? If you're immortal, then you say, I'm not ready. Okay, so since you and me is not an immortal, don't say you're not ready. Do you know why? Because death isn't going to wait for you. Death isn't going to wait. Therefore, that's one. Second is, you never say, don't push me. Don't make me do it. Then why you want a guru? You want a guru go out with you and eat with you and drink with you and do drugs with you and have bubbly with you and run here and buy clothes and have fashion? Is that what you want a guru for? Some of you are thinking, yeah, why not? No. Yeah, I love Guru. Now, I wish Rinpoche do business with me. He looks pretty smart. He can do the pujas, I'll do the deals, we make money, we'll be happy. Well, yeah, right. No. Why do you want a guru? Of course the guru will push you. So if the guru pushes you and you sit there going, don't push me, I'm not ready, don't push me. What do you want a guru for? Why do you sign the refuge contract? And the refuge contract cannot, cannot like this one. Cannot. So if you have a guru and the guru pushes you, in fact, you should go, wow, he really is a guru. He's not after my money. He's not after me. He's not out to hurt me. He's trying to transform me. Because he's making me do things that I ordinarily would not or dare do or think I cannot do. But he's shown me that I can do it. He didn't give that to me. I gave that to myself, but he showed it to me. Because he has more experience. So if you have a guru that makes you do things and you wage war on your guru, fight or complain or throw BS or doubt or say nasty things behind your guru, you are the loser. Or when you do nasty things, you avoid your guru. You don't see him. When you see him, you look the other way. Or when he goes there, you go over there. Or you try to keep quiet. Cannot. It's you hiding from yourself. Why do you have a guru? Why? You have a guru because the guru will help you find yourself. So if you avoid the guru, you're avoiding yourself. If the guru challenges you and you say no, why do you have a guru? You're doing well in samsara with all your bad karma yourself. Why do you need a guru to dance along with your bad karma? You think. So if the guru tells you to do it, that's why after we have established a guru-disciple relation, I'm not talking about new people, after we've checked the guru out, we make sure the guru is real and has knowledge and sincere, and we accept it in our heart as a guru, then we follow. Some people 1 year, 10 year, 5 year, 3 year, up to them. And not necessarily I have to be your guru. Not necessary. No. So my meaning is what is, once you've accepted someone to be your guru, and the guru pushes you, in fact you should think how kind. In fact you should think how wonderful. In fact when they make you do things that you don't want to do, in fact you have to think how kind. Like a mother who forces you to eat the vegetables, like a father who forces you to do well in school, like a doctor who forces you to discipline your eating habits. All very kind. So what do? Slap our mother? Kill the doctor? Beat up our father? Bomb the guru? Well, then nothing improved. Then why go see doctor? Why go see your mother? Why go see your father? Why go see guru? Why build Kachara house too? Why build retreat center? We build retreat center, go up there, what? Bomb our guru up. What do you think? You build retreat center, keep your guru up there, water torture test. What do you think it's for? Of course your guru, a real guru, a fake guru will say, anything you do, never mind, just give me the ang pao lah. See the ang pao, you're happy. Oh, is that the money? Never mind, the thin one, don't. I check later. If thick, I check now. Now you know. Okay, now. So if the guru is always nice to you and always talks well, always very soft, and whatever you do, never mind, you have to think, hey, what's this guy after? You know how a pretty girl, the boy always says, oh, you're wonderful, you're nice, and you know what they want. You know what they want. You know exactly what they want. That's right. That's one. So what happens is, lucky the new people don't know who you are and what happened. Because the next day one woke up and said, oh yeah, I wish I had a guru told me that. Now also, Yok Fui, his wife, came to him now and said, you're so handsome. You're so good. You're the best guy in the world. Great hair. Wow. You're fabulous. After married, got the accounts? Quiet. That's right. So I make a joke, but you use the joke to apply that to an example. So therefore, what do you want a guru for? The guru forces you to do things that you can do, and you should do, and you will do. So never say to your Dharma brothers and sisters, I can't. Never say to your guru, I can't. Never think you cannot. Never get into this kind of rut, I cannot, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I give up. Don't. Why? On the lowest level, you push other people from Dharma. You're destroying your vow. Then you destroy your vow, you increase the tendency, you increase the karma, and it becomes heavier. The very reason you're saying all that is to get attention or get some affection or get some help from people, but you destroy it because the karma is there. That's one. On the next level, when you say that, you reinforce that in yourself. I cannot, I cannot, I cannot. On the next level, you open up the karma. The karma is opened up. The karma is opened up, you cannot. Why? You think that. How do you think karma opens up? How do you think karma opens up? That's why it's very important now to develop this type of mind that is strong, that is focused. Even in sickness and illness, you can pray for others. Even in sickness and illness, you can absorb the sufferings of others. Even when you're in tremendous pain, you can absorb the unhappiness of others. You can think like that. Whether you do or not is a different story. You can think like that. Why? That's a test for when you're dying. That's a test if you're really practicing. That's a test if you're really purifying your negative karma. So what happens is this is, if you accustom your mind to you cannot, you can't, you give up, the karma you collect from making other people feel disappointed is very strong. The karma you come from destroying your vows is very strong. The karma that comes from destroying yourself is very strong. So what happens is, if you're accustomed to this kind of thinking, at the time of death you'll have this kind of thinking. You see, when we die, none of us in this room, me also, none of us in this room at the time of death will have all of our karma completely purified and we're a Buddha. So at the time of death we have a lot of negative karma and we have a lot of positive karma, and they're both dormant. The last thing we think on the time of death is what will open the dormancy of the positive or negative karma, which will affect us to take good or bad rebirth. That's why in Buddhism, when people die, we say, quiet, don't cry, don't show sadness, don't disturb them, keep their mind free. And when we touch their bodies, in Buddhism, when we touch their bodies, when they have died, we touch them from neck up. The best thing is to do this, is to jerk their head on top, reciting prayers or mantras. We want their consciousness to leave through this aperture or through this area to take a higher rebirth. So to take a higher rebirth house, when they're dying, if you remind them of their guru, if you remind them of their yidam, if you remind them of the Buddha, if you remind them of the good things that they did, and you keep their mind calm, that thinking will trigger that karma to open up. So if they've been practicing Vajrayogini for many years, even just making offerings, and they have a very good mind association with Vajrayogini, when they're dying, you say, okay, blah, blah, blah. Don't think about anything. You relax. Calm down. I'm here. Now you will take a journey. Think about Vajrayogini. Remember what you read about her? Do you know she's a Buddha? Do you know she can help you now? She can take you and she can bless you. Relax. Think about the pujas you did. Think about the talk you did to Vajrayogini. Think about the mantras. Think about the mantra right now. Think about the beautiful image you have of Vajrayogini and all the butter lamps you made. Think about the Vajrayogini images and statues you donated to the Dharma Center and to other people. Think. You go, oh, you feel happy, right? Immediately, all the things you did in association with Vajrayogini opens up. And when it opens, that immediate karma forces you to take another good rebirth. Then you take another good rebirth. What was your last tendency? What was your last tendency? Paris? Correct. So when you take rebirth, what will be your first tendency? You got that right. You understand? So, people who are very young, high lamas, reincarnation, when they're born, they recite mantras immediately, they do prayers, they start learning, they want to become monks, they want to go look for their guru, they do their practices. It's because their last tendency was meditation when they're dying, on their idam or their guru or the dharma. So when they come back, immediately they want to do that, and no one can stop them. Now, the rest of us, what has been our tendency our whole life? I want to look good. I want to get money. I want to get rich. I want to eat meat. I want to control. I want to have women. I want to have men. I want to be beautiful. I want to be a star. What's that tendency? That's what we were doing in our previous lives. So when we come back, we had that tendency. So that's residual karma coming back. Does everybody understand that? Does it become clearer? So that's why, how do you define the last minute of your life is how you've been training yourself now. If you have not been training, if you've been saying, I cannot, I give up, I'm weak, I'm a loser, I don't care, whatever, then at the time of death, that's how you're going to think. Because if people tell you about Vajrayogini, you'll be like, all you think is, but I gave up. Oh, I don't believe it. Yeah, is she real? There's nothing wrong. So immediately the negative karma comes up. What negative karma? The bad thought you have about Vajrayogini? No. The bad thought you already had before you met Vajrayogini is plenty already. You don't need Vajrayogini to help you make bad karma. Already plenty. So what happens when you're thinking like that, when you're dying, you will think like that. When you're sleeping, you will think like that. The last thing you have in sleeping is you think like that. Your whole night is negative karma. Until you wake up, it's negative karma. Then you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm a loser again. I hate myself. I don't want to do the practice. Vajrayogini can fly a kite. Whatever. You think like that, right? Then you're reaffirmed that whole day. Then before you go to sleep, the whole day was like that. Your tendency was like that. When you go to sleep, again like that. So doubt begets doubt. Loss of consciousness, loss of energy, loss of motivation begets loss of motivation. That's why we take vows. That's why we hold vows. So when we have that kind of thinking, we must think about death immediately. We must meditate on death. Read Lamrim and meditate and do practices. We must do. And whatever our teachers told us to do, do it. Do it. You see, we don't leave a lot of options for our teacher because we got 100 questions. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do it? 99 is no, and got one for your teacher. Yes, but I want to be a Buddha. Give me a wonderful life. I want to have a beautiful body. I want to live forever. I want to have good health. I want a lot of money. I'll give you one option. And the Guru's like, oh my God. Now how? How? You think about it. So if you always say cannot, if you always say I give up, if you say that I don't want to do it, you're damaging yourself even more. You already feel unhappy to say that and to think that and to act that. You already feel unhappy. Already. Check your mind. When you're down, when you're not feeling high, when you don't want to do your practice, when you don't want to hold your vows, when you don't want to benefit others, you feel down. You feel unhappy. So why do you want to increase that? Very simple. Why do you want to increase that? You don't believe in karma, you don't believe in Buddha, never mind. Never mind. I'm not going to force that down you now. But think using your wisdom mind, your human mind. When you think like that, are you happy? And do you make people around you happy? And if you say that doesn't matter, then what's the purpose of life? Why do you work so hard? To be happy. Why do you eat good food? To be happy. To make your tongue happy, to make your eye happy, to make your ear happy, to hear good sound, to make your body happy, feel good thing. You want your body, you want your ears, your eyes, your feeling, your taste, your touch, to be happy. Your 5 aggregates you want to be happy. Since you want your 5 aggregates to be very happy, but everything you do is the opposite, how are your 5 aggregates going to be happy? And then you're unhappy being unhappy. Or are you happy being unhappy? You have to think. So how? Hold your vows. And that is a sign that the negative karma is coming out. So what we need to do is intense practice. What Lord Buddha recommended, what the High Lamas recommend is, prostration retreats are very powerful. 35 confessional Buddhas The Mahayana of the superior 3 heats. The Mahayana Sutra of downfalls. The Mahayana Sutra of downfalls of the superior 35 heats. Very important to do every day. So that I tell people, if you notice people who got emotions go up and down, up and one day they're happy, not happy, they're depressed, they throw a BF, they're not happy again, they're happy again, they're not happy again. That's why I tell them do 35 confessional Buddhism prostration. If they don't do it, they become more. That's why you see them, oh, I'm so happy. Next week they're like, you're like, did you do your prostration? No, I gave up. I'm like, oh my God. And then my point is, what is? It is in your control. I'm not telling you to pray to me. I'm not telling you to take refuge. I'm telling you how your mind operates. I'm telling you how your mind operates on the logic of what Lord Buddha has taught. I didn't tell you to become a Buddhist. I didn't tell you to chant. I didn't tell you to go home and chant and wear and cut off your hair or something. I'm telling you the truth of how your mind operates. So if you enjoy and you're happy being unhappy, then you know what to do. I don't need to teach you. You can teach me. I go for you for initiation. We give you the unhappy initiation. The yidam of unhappiness. Can you imagine? We have the yidam of that unhappiness. Isn't that wonderful? We have Mr. Ngao give it. Mr. Ngao wear a big yellow hat backwards. They give you the yidam of unhappiness. So after you take this initiation, you do a lot more business, more greedy, more attached, more. Then we have the yidam of greedy, of course. Then we have the yidam of anger. Then we have the yidam of hate. We have the yidam of not letting go. We have the yidam of ego. We have the yidam of... and then the favorite yidam, the best yidam that everybody loves is the yidam is Vajra, I can't change myself. Everybody will have that yidam. Everybody says, oh, I love that yidam. It's my favorite. What's your yidam? The yidam that I can't change myself. Don't you love it? So if you immediately... So imagine that. Imagine Ruby gives that initiation. The yidam is, I can't change myself. I'm not ready. And she'll be sitting on the throne and all of us will be like... We have our katas, we all have our katas. Oh, Ruby Rinpoche give us the yidam of, I can't change myself. And then after that, don't forget the yidam of not letting go of your wealth. Now it's giving that, he's famous. He's become the Mahasiddha of, I can't let go. So he's got a special mantra, Om let go, Hong Te. Well, but you meditate, what do you meditate on? You meditate that your heart opens up and all the money in the world comes in. Every day you meditate. And then you meditate your heart getting bigger and bigger, and then it overpours into your navel chakra, into your throat chakra, into your head chakra, into your leg chakra, into your bubbly chakra, everything. So your whole body's filled with money, and it's coming out of your ears, your eyes, your nose, all this money. And you're filthy rich, and then the special part of the yidam practice is that protective practice in that one. What's a protective practice? When people come ask you for money? No. So Mr. Ngao is very good at that. The protective practice, you give that solution. It's called the no protective. I mean, why? Then we have the yidam of, we call it the red light yidam. And we'll have JJ give that initiation. JJ will give the initiation of the red light yidam. In your lifetime, you must achieve the siddhi of having with 10,000 beings. And his special practice is no vows regarding body. Nothing. So you have the speech vows and you have the mind vows, but you don't have the body vows. Body free, do what you want. And then of course the room is all red. Then we get a few scary people. We get Adrian, we get Justin, we get Fong. They wear bikini and dance in red light. Why the bikinis? What? Don't hold your sexual misconduct vows. And then JJ's there with his hat backwards because he borrowed from Ngao La. He didn't like it, it was a little sweaty, but he put it on backward and he gave the initiation. Don't hold your sexual misconduct vows and sleep with everybody on this planet. Ding, 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 ding. Then he blesses people. Ding, 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 ding. Then you take it, you come home. You take it, you know what it is? It's a red light bulb. You just because he's accomplished. Don't you love it? And then you have the yidam that you will live forever. You don't believe in death and impermanence yidam. And Sachen give you that initiation. Sachen give you the initiation of you will never die. And this yidam is what? This yidam is what? What is it? You know what it is? You know what it's represented by? Think. Sachen's old bust. With her hair up and her glasses, and it wrote down that I will never die home place, so I'll practice Dharma 20,000 years later. And her mantra is very short. Very simple, very easy. So what's my meaning? My meaning is, there's Sao Chen. Mr. Ngao gave his initiation. It was a hit. He's all over Star newspaper. Everybody loves him. He's the new Lama from Tibet. So after this, he goes back to the bank, of course, because he lives there. And then after he finished initiation, JJ gave his initiation. JJ's initiation, oh my God, everybody was overpouring. He gave it in Zouk. His initiation was actually given in Zouk. Isn't that nice? And then at the beach club, they requested to come to give too. So next week, it's at the beach club. Then after that, after JJ gave his initiation, Sao Chen. Sao Chen gave the initiation is, everything is permanent. I will never die. I will forever live Hongpe. It was very nice. Isn't that great? All these new lamas and all these great hats and all these great ceremonies, just think about that. Just think carefully. We don't need those initiations. We're doing a great job ourselves. So what's my point? Karma has its effects. So what we should do right now is this. Stop saying, I cannot. Stop saying, I will not. Stop saying, I'm not ready. Stop saying, I'm not able to. Stop limiting yourself, because that's not really who you are. Because the Buddha said you can. The Buddha says you can become a Buddha. The Buddha says you can purify your karma. The Buddha says you can purify your aggregates. The Buddha says that you can purify all your negative imprints. All. The Buddha says you can purify your self-cherishing mind. He said you can, but you said you cannot. So every time you say you cannot, or you say you cannot, or you don't believe you can, you're breaking your refuge vow, because you're going against the Buddha. And what is going against the Buddha? When you go against the Buddha, it's going against yourself by saying you cannot. It's actually laziness, attachment. So the very factor that makes us cannot do it creates the very unhappiness that is manifesting in our lives. So instead of sitting there saying, I cannot, we have to. We have to. We absolutely have to. 3 of the body: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Whether we have the vow or not, we must avoid. 4 of the speech: lying, divisive speech. Hurtful speech, idle chatter. Hurtful speech doesn't have to be loud, it can be designed to damage. Sneaky speech. 3 of the mental: covetousness, malice, holding wrong views. Not wrong views, holding wrong views. Because wrong views are not inherent. They can be removed. Holding wrong views. Okay? So, last, and this is very important for all of us, is having the correct support system around us, having the correct friends around us. Having the wrong friends around us, having friends that are not correct around us, will destroy good interest and kindle negative interests. We cannot ascend to higher thoughts when we have negative friends. They drag us down. Why? If we have the power to drag them down, we can go to discos. We can go to the clubs. We can go and sleep with whoever we want. We can go and drink. We can do these things. Why? By doing these things, actually we drag them up instead of them dragging us down. Why? Because there's no halfway house. We can't meet them any other way. So we meet them on their terms. But if we're not practiced and we're not strong, we don't do those actions. Because if we do those actions, we will drag them down. That's 2, all right? Then, hanging around with negative friends or friends that seemingly look good but are negative reinforces our habituations. Why? They think like us, what? That's why we're friends. In fact, it's harmful in the end. Hanging around friends that encourage money, that encourage relationships, that encourage drinking, that encourage wasting time, that encourages damaging and hurting and lying or cheating on your spouse, disrespecting your parents. Being around people like that, if you're not strong, you won't motivate them. They will drag you down. They, in fact, reinforce your habituation. So look at the people and the kind of friends they have around them, and then you will see what type of person they are. What type of friends a person has, or no friends, indicates the level of their mind. So their friends are all street people, all people who are like party ones, or drug ones, or angry ones, or fighting ones. That's the level of their mind. That's what they're attracted to. If we're around friends of business, money, business, money, that's what our interest is. If we're around friends, we just want to look good. We want to be around the rich. We want to look popular. We want to drive the best car. We want to get a good reputation. We want to hang around them, and we miss those friends. That shows you the type of mind we have, or residuals of that mind. And then, those friends also indicate the level of your spiritual practice and where you're going to die, and how you will die, and how you will suffer or not suffer. Why? What you're interested in will be reflected with the people you surround yourself with. Very simple. So if you're around friends that like to drink and do nothing, and idle chatter, and just do drugs, or just nothing, that's what you're interested in. If you're around friends who just want to make money, that's your interest. If you're around friends who just don't want to do anything, just get married, just have kids, just work, and save money, that's all. Don't tell me anything else. Don't disturb my life. You're very lazy. If you're around people who always gossip and chatter and say negative things about people and hurt people and bring them down and destroy people, that's your interest. So whatever your friends are, however they think, reflects your mind. So you can see a person by their friends. What type of, if their friends beat them up, if they're wrathful friends or they're mean friends, you know the type of person they are. You don't need to listen to their words. You don't need to look at their body. You don't need to check how they act or what gifts they give you. You look at their friends. Why? We will attract and nurture the type of people that we have similar interest in. That's not a criticism. Psychology. And then people who don't have friends, why not? Why don't they have friends? Everybody can have a friend. Even monsters like me have friends. Everybody should have friends. If you don't have a friend, also shows you something. Don't say, oh, because I like to be alone, I don't want to have friends. No. It's too much effort to transform yourself to have friends. Everybody needs friends. Everybody. Then, your friends can indicate whether you will have happiness or unhappiness because of the kind of activity they encourage you to do and they influence you to do. So if your friends encourage you to do negative things and you're not strong enough to bring them up, they will drag you down. So if you have a weak mind, a similar interest, they will drag you down. So a friend will indicate your future. Your friends will indicate the type of existence you will have. Okay? Then, your friends can trigger your negative karma or your positive karma. If you're surrounded by positive friends, a positive spiritual friend refers to the teacher or the sangha or the dharma brothers and sisters. If you're surrounded by positive friends, you live in a positive environment, you with positive people, and you're with a positive teacher, they will trigger your positive karma. Why? They always reinforce your positive mind. So that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, it's reinforced, it becomes habitual. Once it becomes habitual, negative karma is very difficult to open up. Very difficult. Then positive karma opens up. Positive karma opens up that you do more and more positive things to a point where your positive store of merit is so big, the negative is small, it becomes erased or purified. That's why I told some people, do the Dharma, don't have two minds. If they stay near me or stay near Dharma, they always, yeah, I will do. The minute they go away, the minute they go to another place, they start thinking, oh, maybe. Why? They themselves, their mind is not strong. They themselves, the mind is not strong. They themselves is an indication to them. I'm not criticizing them. I'm giving them a way to check that their minds are not strong. Then these people, if they want to do practice, no results. Why? If your mind is always like that, if you do practice, how to have results? So more, if you want to teach Dharma, and your mind is like that, and you're not focused, and you're still thinking, should I do my career? Should I make money? Should I get married? Should I have this? Should I have that? If you think like that and you say you want to teach Dharma, no. No. Why? You don't create the karma to teach Dharma. Teaching Dharma means being an example first. Being double who you teach first. You have to be double compassionate, double knowledgeable, double kind, double effort, double patience. You have to be double who you teach. If you're not double them and you teach them, you're just like another a sneaky friend. Just another sneaky friend. So therefore, if you want to teach Dharma, if you want to explain Dharma, if you want to share Dharma with others, if you want to, you must make sure you do double what everybody does. If you want to do double what they do in the quiet of your home, if you're always two-minded, you have to check carefully who you are, where you are already. And if you're a Dharma practitioner, you say, oh, I don't want to be a Dharma teacher. That's fine, but you want to be a Dharma practitioner. If you want to be a Dharma practitioner and your mind is always two, always maybe, and conflicting and fighting, is a clear indication of the level of your mind. Lack of study, lack of practice, lack of meditation, lack of holding your vows, lack of good friends, lack of good influence, lack of being near one's spiritual teacher. Why? You will never be able to drag down a real spiritual teacher. Me, you guys, we'll go party together. A real spiritual teacher you can never drag down, never. They will drag you up. The teacher will do anything with you and they can do all the things you do, but in the end, they will drag you up. Even some spiritual teachers are quite fierce. They can beat you up and slap you and break things. It never affects them. They will do everything they can to drag you up. Even some spiritual teachers, they go out and have fun with you, have coffee or do whatever. If your mind is down, they go and have coffee with you. What? They talk with you, joke, and talk about this and that. They come down. Why? You cannot go to their level, but they can come down to your level. But once they come down to your level, they can go back to up to their level. You're at that level, you can never go up to their level because you're not at that level. Therefore, spiritual teachers, the Tibetans have a special Mahasiddha tradition. I'm not a Mahasiddha, but they have a Mahasiddha tradition where they can do things that look contradictory to the vows, contradictory to the monk vows, contradictory to the tantric vows, because they have no attachment anymore. So having vows and having robes and having all these things doesn't affect them. You see, vows is what is attachment. If you don't have attachment, the vows are nothing already. You become one. Do you think Buddha Shakyamuni needs to hold his vows? Oh, you're not holding your vows, Buddha Shakyamuni. You see your Yamataka now with the consort. Da da da. Hello? Oh, Kuan Yin, you're not holding your vows, what? You're not a nun. You got hair, what? You broke your vows, what? Weren't you a nun? No? That doesn't apply to me and you. I'm talking about highly realized beings. Vows are for you to reach that level. Once you reach that level, the vows are just something superficial. But for us, no, it's not superficial. It is a discipline. So therefore, when you look at a person's friends, you can see the kind of interest they have. You can see their level. Whether they will have higher thoughts or be dragged down. You can see if their habituations will be reinforced stronger. You will see if they will become happy or unhappy. You will see if more negative karma will be triggered or not triggered. Open them up with them. You will check. You check around. And then when you go home and meditate, when you think about it, when you contemplate and go on the bus here, you watch. You see, this is not miraculous. All of us can examine. Some say, oh, I don't want friends. I'm happy with just me, my wife, and my friends, and myself. Can be a cop-out, can be a mistake. Can be. And then that's another sign, lethargy. Don't want to do anything. Why? You don't want to do anything. You just want to make money, pay your bills, and stay home and do nothing because you have no compassion for others. You don't want to push yourself to do more for others. You're very used to just taking care of yourself. That's opposite of the Buddha path. That's opposite of the Mahayana path. It's opposite of Amitabha, opposite of Kuan Yin. Why do we respect Kuan Yin? Because she got married, had kids, and she takes care of herself and works and makes money? Because she doesn't care about others? We respect Kuan Yin because she has the qualities that we admire. So if we admire that qualities, we have to engage in the practice of gaining those qualities. Then when we pray to Kuan Yin, it's real prayer. If we pray to Kuan Yin for money, for long life, for son, for all these things, this is not Buddhism. It's shamanism. Kuan Yin's purpose is not that. Kuan Yin's purpose is for you to develop those qualities that she has. So when you meditate on the qualities, is to transform your mind. At first you become ashamed. And then you transform your mind. So therefore, the Savior is not Kuan Yin, the Savior is yourself. But Kuan Yin triggers the Savior in you by inspiring you to become like her, or Shakyamuni become like him. That's Buddhism. That's real Buddhism. So therefore, we must check. Then what do we do if we have negative friends? We must see if we can transform them or help them. If we cannot, we need to have a little bit of distance. Not negative distance. We need to transform. Why? Don't say, oh, I'm taking care of them, I'm helping them, blah, 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 blah. And you just get dragged down. You and them go to negative states. No point. If you don't have the power to help them, you leave them alone. You don't harm them. You don't criticize them. Leave them alone. If you don't have the power. But that doesn't mean everybody doesn't have the power to help them. And if you influence their lives and you think you're trying to help them, you don't have the power to help them. In fact, you can make them go even worse. 1-2 years later, you look at them, they can be even worse because you influence them and you try to, inverted commas, help them. Very dangerous. So therefore, we have to check who we are influenced by, how fast and how quick our mind changes, how stable and unstable we are. Very, very important. So how to fight it? Good old-fashioned hard work. Meditation, contemplation on its benefits, holding our vows and pushing ourselves toward that direction. And doing purification practices such as the Mahayana superior purification of 3 heaps, for example. That's it. There's no magic. There's no magic mantras. There's no magic nothing. Then people say, oh, Buddha Shakyamuni was a pure monk, and he gained realization by sitting under a tree, he did this. Yes, but he meditated for many hundreds of lives to do that. We didn't. People like to quote People sometimes they like to criticize lamas. They like to criticize teachers or lamas that you do this way, you're not following the Buddha. Well, I'm not the Buddha. He's had 3 aeons of practice, and that's his last life. He's going to be a Buddha already. This is not my last life. I'm not going to be a Buddha in this life. I already know. You can't compare like that. If you compare, I compare you. Why JJ no Shakyamuni? I can compare very easily. What? No, that's not the point. So, the theme of today's talk, the theme is not to reinforce one's negative thoughts, not to reinforce one's depressions, not to reinforce one's habit of giving up of reducing anger, giving up of our commitments, giving up of generosity, giving up of study, giving up of meditation, giving up of holding our vows, giving up of benefiting others. Today's theme is not giving up those qualities. Why? Because if we give up, we open up the karma. We trigger it open. If we don't give up, we trigger another karma. If we don't give up, we trigger the karma of making marriage with our teacher, holding our vows, having initiations, doing our practice, making offerings, donating to temples. Those are a lot of good karma that we've collected. So respecting our parents, talking nicely to our mother and father, showing respect to elders, helping pregnant ladies, taking care of animals, feeding the poor, taking care of beggars, going on Saturday night giving food to the poor. Those are all very good karma, but those karma are dormant. So how to trigger it? By positive thinking. I can do it. I will do it. At any cost, I will do it. Then we'll trigger that kind of thought. Don't ever say you can't do it now. Don't ever say you can't push yourself now. Don't ever say you can't change now. Don't ever say don't push me now. Don't. It's very, very dangerous. That's why the teachers always make us do things that we cannot do now. Actually, we can. Then, on another view, on a tantric view, if you think about it, then we're saying that we're smarter than our teacher. Because he says to do it, and I say I can't. Then we tell all our Dharma brothers, I can't. Why does he force me? Why? And indirectly, we're saying we have more wisdom than our teacher. Then why prostrate? Why learn from him? Why have his picture? Why call him Rinpoche? Call him garbage man. Why call him Rinpoche? Why? If he tells you to do something and you say no, then call him garbage man. Why garbage man tells you to do that, you can say no one. Same. So every time you say no to your guru, it's equivalent to saying hello garbage man. Every time you have doubt, hello garbage man. You think about it. So if you can talk to the Buddha directly, never mind. You override your guru. See, I can't talk to the Buddha right now, so I don't override my gurus. I don't, because I can't talk to them right now. But I know that when I practice the teachings, got results. I check my own mind. This building has manifested by speech alone. This building has manifested by effort alone. This building has manifested by not giving up and believing I can do it. Believing we can do it. Believing we will do it. Believing we can achieve more. The 30-acre retreat land manifested is because we believe we can. And we will. That thought creates merit. That thought itself creates merit. And holding that thought creates merit because every day you say, I'm going to build a retreat land to benefit others. Every day you live, you're living for that. It creates merit just by living. When you say you cannot do it, every day you live, it's creating negative merit because you're thinking, I can't do it. So many you get up in the morning, I can't do it, I'm a loser, I can't give up, I love this, I love that, oh, never mind, next life. No. You don't even know what's going to happen to you tonight or tomorrow, how you can know what you can do in your next life. So therefore, since you cannot afford another rebirth, uncontrolled, or not knowing what's going to happen to you, don't take that chance. Don't take that chance. Don't put yourself down. You can do it. Don't destroy your potential. The fact that you're in this room today shows you have that potential. Some of you come from very far countries. Some of you come from very far to be here to listen to the Dharma. Very, very far. Some of you overcome many obstacles. Some of you canceled appointments to be here or changed your appointments. That's a result of your karma. You didn't change your karma or change your appointments, or you didn't fly from a faraway place due to your good karma to meet me. No. To hear the Dharma. Why? Not my Dharma, but the type of Dharma I teach will fit your mentality, fit your mind. What I teach and your karma matches. So your good karma to be here is not about me. It's about yourself. It's about what you need to hear. That through your prayers, through the offerings that you made, through the years of doing donations and helping having a good mind, it's culminated in being able to hear the Dharma. Clear, straightforward. Sometimes even harshly, that it hurts you a little bit. That's the accumulation of good karma. Good karma to me? No. Because what I teach has been taught by thousands of people for 2,500 years, so it's not me, it's the message. You have the karma to listen to the message, so don't waste it. Today, if you leave here saying, no, I will not give up. I will benefit others. I will do Dharma work. I will achieve tantric practice. I will definitely do whatever obstacle I have, I will benefit others. I will not sink down to the level of eating, sleeping, defecating, getting old and just dying. I will not do that. I will benefit others no matter what happens. And I will do the Dharma. I will let go. I will release my attachments. I will. And I will do it now. And you keep that determination, you create karma for that to happen. Why? If you go to the temple, do you say to the Buddha, slowly give me money? Who goes to Kuan Yin Temple, Tin Hao Temple, say, slowly give me money. Slowly give me a son. Slowly make my business grow. Any people know it? Now. So why is it when the Buddha or the Guru asks you to give up your attachment to money and your business, you say, slowly? But when you pray, you want now, you want quickly, you want instant noodle. But when you pray, you want instant noodle. But when you want from Guru, you want him to cook from scratch. How come? You think how your mind works. Very sneaky. Very sneaky. Very sneaky. Which one of you go to Kuan Yin Temple say, give me a son when you're ready, Kuan Yin, when you got an extra one? You know these old aunties, they're quite sweet, you know. They say, give me a son. Okay, some of you say, my business, you know. Give me my business now. Let me find a partner now. Give me the most beautiful wife now. Who said, give me a nice wife slowly, give me an ugly one now? Not like that. Give me a monster wife now. Give me a scary wife now. Which nice girl goes and say, can you give me a scary husband that's got one eye and no teeth now? Until you can find a good one for me? Every girl goes to the temple and says, find me a nice husband that respects me, that loves me, that takes care of me, and a wonderful mother-in-law, and got money, I don't have to work, and I look good, and I live in a nice house, and an apartment, and I got a nice car. Please, Kuan Yin, and I'll give you 10% to the temple. Always like that one. And then you want now. So which one of you has gone to the temple to pray? Slowly give me business and money. But when the Guru asks you, you always say, slowly, maybe 3 years. Okay, 3 years. You say what? Slowly I give up. Slowly I do the Dharma. So next time you pray, don't pray for attainments now. Don't pray for good life now. So when you're dying, pray to the Buddha, slowly give me a good body, huh? Let me take a few bad incarnations, okay? Come on. You think? That's how we are contradictory, and that's how we practice Dharma. And that's how we're not bad. We don't realize that because we're so habituated. None of you is bad. I'm not telling you you're bad or giving you a secret hint. No, I'm telling you this is how our mind operates. Fight it. Fight it. Fight it. Fight it. Destroy it. Strangle it. Hammer it. Step on it. Root it out. That's the cause of your unhappiness. The procrastination in holding on to your attachments. Think about it. When we go to temples, how we pray, but when the temple or the Lama or our Guru asks us to do something, how we respond. What's the meaning? It sounds funny, but that's how our mind operates. We want what we don't want to give. So therefore, you think carefully. From today on, especially tantric practitioners, no giving up, read your vows. Work for the sake of others. Be inspired by others' pain. Be inspired by others' problems. Be inspired like a doctor who sees a sick patient to find a solution. Never give up on one person. Never give up, because if you give up on one person, you are selfish and irresponsible. If you are selfish and irresponsible, you're already unhappy, you become more unhappy. Never give up on others. Never. Never. It's not about the initiation, about the mantra, about the idam. It's about this strength of mind, this determination. Someone explains to us about our mind. We develop that determination. Today we should develop that type of determination. I will not give up on anyone. And people that harm me and disappoint me, I may not be able to help them now, but I will help them eventually. I pray. Develop. And I will help the Dharma. I will immerse myself in the Dharma. I will increase the Dharma. And I will make the Dharma grow. Because why? It is a source of happiness for so many. I will do that. How will I do that? By transforming myself first. When I say increase Dharma, everything's like that. When I say transform, people are like, yeah, I saw. Nobody's nodding their head. But I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to. So you don't say, but I don't understand. I can't change. I need more time. I misunderstood. Cover up. No. Anybody says that, come and debate with the monster, me. You just come and debate with the monster. The monster loves to debate about things. People will give up. Oh, I've got a lot of things that I just told you a little bit. I've got a lot more to tell you, but I won't tell you tonight because I got to get to bed early. Rise and shine early. Drink my 1 liter of water. So, today some things have gone into Mr. Ngao. It didn't go into the central chakra, it went into the left chakra. And it leaked a little bit out from the other one, but it came back in. You put a cork in it. That's right. It's time to do Dharma now. Remember how you pray to the Buddha. You want everything now. How you pray to Kuan Yin all your life. Now. How you pray to God and Jesus and church. Now. Everything now. But when it comes to you, slowly. Isn't that interesting? Good point, huh? You got, rats, I hate him. And I was thinking that, I hate him. Why does he always tell us the truth? Why can't he just humor us sometimes? Tell us we're Buddhas. Tell us we're doing a good job. Tell us that we can keep our money. Why does he tell us that? Why does he tell us that we can... Look at the pharaohs of Egypt. They built the pyramids and kept their money. Why can't we just keep like $1? This monster. That's what Ngao was thinking. Ngao hates this Lama. Ngao wants the Lama to come here, give you initiation, just bless him, don't speak any English, have a TC translator and just translate, 3 words. The Lama talks 10 words and then translate 2 words and they don't know if it's right or not. Ring some bells, throw some rice, he's enlightened. Thank you, Omani Kamil. That's what Ngao wants. He loves that. Ring the bells, give the initiation, big thrones and flowers. Don't teach in a Dharma. We don't want a Dharma. We want initiation. Why? If I can be enlightened by taking initiation, why do I have to listen to Dharma? There's no effort. Just take initiation and I become enlightened. See? Da-da-da. I took over 100 initiations. Look at me. I'm a psychological mess. I've taken over 100, 120 or 30. I can't even remember. So many initiations. I've got so many idams. I don't even keep the idams pictures in my room because I won't have any room for myself. I dare not keep a statue of each of my idams. I won't have enough room for myself to stay in the room. I'm not kidding. I've taken so many initiations, I tell you, I'm a psychological mess. So what I realize is, it's not all the secret thing. It's the very direct, down-to-earth teachings that our teachers gives us. That's what transforms our mind. So today's theme is how negative thoughts, giving up, not pushing ourselves, and saying we can't make it, really can affect us negatively. It's not empty words. It is not empty words. How not holding our vows have 3 negative effects. 3. Environmental, residual, and immediate ripening karma. It has effects. So if we want to keep doing negative things, we take responsibility for the 3 negative types of karma that will manifest upon us. So think about that very carefully. And never give up on other people. Never give up on yourself. Never even say the word. Never. Very, very important. Okay, do we have any questions? Yeah.
Just to clarify something about the 3 types of karma.
No tough questions, please. I don't want to get stumped. Go ahead.
Just to clarify that those 3 could be within this lifetime.
Oh, yes. Yes. It can be within this lifetime. Yes, definitely.
I have another question.
You just want to hear yourself. Go ahead.
The flip side to reinforcing negative thoughts, when you try and transform that to positive affirmations, is there the danger that you could become too arrogant then? That you're just trying to say that I'm fabulous and I can be enlightened and I'm great.
The thought of not giving up and thinking you're great and all that stuff is not to run around advertising and wearing t-shirts. It's a reaffirmation that I can do it. It's like a businessman that is confident that if he works hard and that he really pushes himself, he can do it. He can do it. So if you have a wonderful mother that says, hey, I'm taking time from my work, I'm taking time away from myself, and I'm going to raise this child well, and I'll put my energy to this child. That's not arrogance. That's using the capacity and the means and the methods to make that happen. So it's more reassuring. If you simply say that and do nothing, it's the other flip side. So you have to do it and reaffirm yourself. Reaffirm yourself. But yes, it can be like that too. But it's better to achieve and be a little arrogant than be a loser and be arrogant that way. Right or not? Good question. Yeah?
You want to talk about that how just experiencing the result doesn't necessarily purify the cause. That depends on our attitude.
Yes.
For
Example, if you are very sick and that becomes a cause for you to develop more patience, absorb other people's karma, and to realize that your body is impermanent and that you can die and that you realize your mortality, and that becomes a positive, very positive. So the negative karma that ripened for you to become sick becomes a cause for you to purify it. If you become sick and you blame people and you shout and you yell and you're not happy and you say, why? I did my practices, I did my medicine Buddha and I'm still sick, why? Then the negative karma for you to manifest creates even more negative karma. Correct? Definitely correct. So therefore, becoming sick can be the cause for you to gain attainments, karma, realization. Becoming sick can also become the cause for you to even, inverted commas, become worse, have worse attitude. Depends on your training and your effort. So therefore, while we're well, while we have our body, while we're alive, we must put our effort. Because when negative circumstances arise, we will not be in control. Exactly. Good question. Very good question. Yes, Shirley?
In essence, what you're saying is, whatever situation we're in, how we respond to it is actually the key.
Whatever situation we're in, how we respond to it depends on how much we have practiced. How much we have practiced will be how much we respond to it. And how we respond to it will be the key. But simply saying how we respond to it is not the key. Because how we respond to it depends on how we practice. Example, if I say you're going to go to the 2008 Olympics in Beijing and be a gymnast, and you have done nothing this year, how are you going to respond to it? Pretty hard. But if you train every day, you got yourself in fit, different. So similarly, the point of what I'm saying is how you respond to it creates a further impression in your mind of how you respond to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So if you always say no, always say I cannot, always give up, always say I don't understand, chances are you keep doing that again, and you can't break the habit anymore. Okay? Yeah?
This is a question in relation to vows. With vows of the speech and body, you're actually able to physically stop yourself from doing those things. Like if you want to say something bad, you physically make the effort to stop it. But
start from a gross level first and go to the mind later. Why? The mind, the speech, and the body is a doorway for the mind, both ways. So maybe we can't stop the traffic, but we can lessen it. Once we lessen it, maybe the negative crowd that's building up inside our little saloon becomes less. You understand? And then so let's say that we have a room and the door is open this way or this way. If we open it, right, we can have a lot of negative friends come in. But if we restrict the negative friends coming, eventually negative friends that are here will go off because they're bored. Then you have positive friends come in.
So that's how you stop things like...
So to stop the mind immediately, difficult. That's why we take vows, because the vows calm our speech and body down so that we can get to the mind. You see, if we're running around the red light district and we're talking about no sexual misconduct, it's going to be pretty hard. But if we're in a monastery, pretty easy one. So in a monastery, either way, our mind still has desire. We still have desire, right? So if we have desire, but if we have the less chance of acting it out because of environment, right? Then what happens? It will lessen. The intensity of it on a gross level will lessen. And then it becomes natural already. It's just like drugs. So if someone's on drugs, we put them in detox. Detox has many methods. One of the methods is lessen the dosage for time, till no need anymore. So similarly, when we take vows, we're lessening the dosage. You see, when you take those vows, you're still in samsara, but you're lessening the dosage. So like that, that's why it's very important for us to be in a Dharma environment with Dharma friends. That's why I created Chokpa House, Jamyang House, Tara House, all these houses, Dharma houses, because I want these people to live together, be in a Dharma environment. That's exactly my reasoning. Mind I can't control. Speech and body, in that kind of environment, more supportive for positive. Why? All these people living in these houses are very young, but they're going to become older in a short time. So help them to rehabituate. Why? If we do that, then Buddhism here will grow. You understand? Very good. That's exactly what the Dharma houses are all about. Exactly. So when we take our vows, we restrict the body, speech, and mind. More is body, speech, mind, very difficult. But because we have the vows, we're more conscious. Why? We will be more prone to purifying them. So over time we purify. And to purify, we have the 4 purification steps. One is regret. So slowly it builds up. It builds up. Not overnight. It's better than just say, a free run. Because look at you. You've had free run for the last how many years? Take a look.
So for now, like, because I get very frustrated if like feelings like jealousy come up, and I don't want to feel like that.
Oh, YSG. YSH.
And you can't stop it when it comes up. So
Then don't act. Don't act it out. Yes. So if you see someone in an office that you're very jealous of and they're doing better than you, you feel it. Don't act it out. Just quiet. Then 1, 2, 3, slowly. The mind is still there, a step at a time. You see, Paris is trying to meet the Lama, become a Buddha, and get famous. Slowly. Slowly. She wants to be the first Malaysian Mahasiddha woman, the first yogini. So she's like, meet the Lama, give me enlightenment, Lama. Come on, Saranji, make me enlightened, make me enlightened. Then I can be famous, I can do a video and tell everybody to be a Buddhist spot. Good question though. At least you're thinking about it. Her questions are getting better. Last time she's saying, well, how come we have to spend on statues while we spend on feeding people? I'm like, so I was pretty evil. I said to her, well, sell your BMW and feed the poor. She was like, oh. Do you remember that? I was evil. Yeah. So the thing is, that's why we hold our vows, is to start this restriction now. That's why, and that's the very reason we have Guru devotion. That's why we take refuge from our Guru devotion, because our Guru makes us do those things we don't want to do. So we keep resisting and giving very glamorous reasons why we cannot. Very difficult. Very difficult. Questions? Yes, Julia?
Okay, when somebody treats us badly, like cheaters and all that, and we forgive them, and they will...
Forgive them doesn't mean let them do it again. Forgive them means don't get revenge on them. If someone cheats you, if someone cheats you, don't invite them and come sleep with me. No. If someone cheats you, you try to do the correct way to get whatever back. If you cannot get back, don't hurt them back. Don't set a trap and wait to get them back later. Forgive them.
But we can't get rid of them.
If you can't get rid of them, then you have to be very patient. That's your karma. You have to be very patient. Example, I've got a horrible scarred face. I can't get rid of it. So I'm very patient. So what's my point? My point is, that's our karma. There are some people born in situations even worse. No eyes and no mouth. No hearing. How? So if we have that type of person, we develop patience and we find a method to not let them in the future. Sometimes the method, the Buddha didn't write, but the motivation is there. So when we use the motivation, we can find the method along our means. So if we ask the Buddha or a teacher for a method, they may not be able to give us a method for our exact situation, but they can sure give us the principles behind how to develop a method for ourselves. Do you understand that?